Super duper.
Hey, brothers and sisters, welcome to the Dungeons of Castle Blackmoor. We are pretty excited today, and today we're going to be dealing with all sorts of interesting stuff. Our players have descended back down into the dungeons after a long time on the surface putting the pieces of stuff together. And some of the things that they're going to be working on and they've been thinking through is what are the role of the wererats, right? The wererats that they encountered on the surface seem to have a connection to both the Egg of Coot and also to the dungeon themselves. So that's one of the things that's kicking around in the background as we're going to be working on, we think. Second thing is what really is the role of the Egg of Coot in relationship to the Dungeons of Castle Blackmoor. Players have a whole bunch of clues that have been dropped to them, but some things that need to have sort of verification. And the third thing we're going to be playing with, one of the third things we're going to be looking at very, very seriously, is what's the role with those elves? You know, the players have all been involved in one flashback, at least one flashback involving Shia, the sword, and that group of elves that she traveled with back in the day. So they're kind of pilgrims. When I was talking to the players earlier, and we were talking about who they were, we said, okay, like pilgrims. So we're going to figure out what's going on with those pilgrims, those travelers. So those are some of the points we've got working on, and of course we have other things too. Jenna Bink has begun to identify one area she wants to use as a base and as a laboratory, as a workshop. So we have, to figure out what's going on there. And there's issues with clockwork. There's all sorts of things that are rolling around down here in the bottom of the dungeon. Um, and one of the things that we've been doing here is there's this connectivity that the players are seeing, right? There's a mirror on the surface that goes down to the dungeons, that goes onto the surface, goes down to the dungeons. So it's this continual cycle of interactivity. And you may have noticed that. So Tad's table rules, things that you know. First thing that you know, and I've said a few times, but I'm going to say it again for the new folks with us, is we assume everything is in character. This is a role-playing game. We are role-playing people. So when the characters act, when they're interacting with each other, when they're interacting with NPCs, I assume that it's Delbert speaking, or it's Idris speaking, or it's Penny speaking, or it's Jenna Bink speaking, and that affects the way the NPCs respond to them. Now, there's some times that are very, very clearly about mechanics, like if we're doing downtown activities, or we have a question about rules, or I've made some ruling that's made everybody go, well, actually, although we're very good at resolving those quickly and moving on. But for the most part, we're in character, and you can tell that and you can feel that. Second thing I do, and this is pure mechanics, and it's about how I like to tell a story and how my players like to have a story told to them, is we use a dice tower, and all skill checks get made directly down into the skill tower. And what that does is, as opposed to, well, I got a 23 stealth, nobody's going to find me, I'm going to walk directly. No, we don't do that. You make your roll, and if it's particularly outstanding, I'll often show it because I'm a dice geek too. But you know how successful you were based on the information that I give you about your physical environment if you're a player. And so that really changes the dynamic between me as DM and me as player. It's about paying attention to the environment, the world, the feedback that I give you, not the mechanics of the dice rolls. Now, most saving throws are made in the open. All combat rolls are made in the open. I only think there's only one time when I've called for a private one. And that allows the players to physically, viscerally see what they would see, right? You get hit with a spell, you know if it succeeded or not in most instances. You're in combat, you know if you hit, you know how hard it is to hit. So it's all about putting the players in their bodies physically. So that being said, we're going to hop over and give everybody a chance to talk about where their character's at and what they want for themselves today. And then we will drop right into the action, and we are in the action. Let's start with top of the order. Jenabink, why don't you talk about who you are, what you're doing, and what your plans are for today?
I'm Jen. I play Jenabink, the lovely artificer gnome, who is all about arcane science and research. And standing before her are apparently some more clockwork automatons that want to become scrap metal and part of her workshop. So that's where she's at. Oh, and she wants to find the blue crystals for her goggles.
Outstanding. Penny, where are you at, and what do you want for your character today?
My name is Matt. I play Penny, the Dokure thiefy type person. And where I am right now is seeing more clockwork things that could potentially distract Jenna Bink from doing her actual job and keeping everyone alive and that kind of stuff. So we'll see how this goes again if she runs off some dark hallway chasing after shinies.
All right. Um, let's see. Delbert, where are you right now?
Gilbert's kind of coming to grips with the idea that he has, well, we have the weight of the world on our shoulders. In fact, the entire multiverse is dependent on us being successful, and then on a more mundane level, there's this girl that he likes, and he's kind of seeing where that's going. So, and in a more immediate level, we've got these clockwork things that are about to try and take our heads off, and we need to make that not happen.
So I think what I'm hearing is you're coming down the stairs and you're actually thinking of Jessup right now, right? So there's an emotional component for you where you're like, okay, this is cool. I'm going back down the dungeons, but this girl. So that's actually present for you. It's in your mind. Is that fair to say?
Among other things, yes.
Yes. That and, oh my God, scope, scale, right? If this doesn't work, what happens to every piece of the multiverse, right? So you're starting to feel that connection. So excellent. Idris. Let's talk through where Idris is. Idris has gone through some major character changes in terms of relationship to his family. That's changed for him, and he's also committed to his oath of Hirsch in some pretty interesting ways, and really commendable role playing on your part. Where are you today, anyhow?
Currently not on the map because as I have converted to a Paladin of Hirsch, I now have a new token, so I can interact with everybody.
Ooh. So DM will get your
Slide my mechanics right in there.
So
yeah, I couldn't figure out why I couldn't see myself. I'm like, that's right, because I'm better now.
let me see if I can get that fixed for you real quick.
And in the meantime, what is he actually thinking about? Actually, he's like kind of like, well, he saw the big thing that's coming up, but he's actually going to be interested to see how our frontline fighter, Jenabig, takes care of it while he provides a support role in this combat.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. He heard Penny talking about what happened at the thing. He's like, oh, okay. Gotcha. I'm going to see how this works. Get a feel for everybody's skills since he's had some downtime.
So everybody, one of the things that we did for a lot of our players is we have traded out their portraits and their counters for Hero Forge stuff. And you're going to see us doing more and more of that as we move forward. So, yeah, I think those are excellent points, Idris. And I think that's going to be a good path for you today, and I'm excited.
Yeah, he's not really worried about his family because we went down to the dungeon, and then so when he comes back out, he has a chance to like use his mind to really screw them over when he comes out and reshape everything. So he's actually looking forward to using that power potentially on them. You know, maybe jump up a couple siblings.
You got a couple kinsmen you're not super happy with, is what I'm hearing you say.
That's right. That's right. So, mind over matter when he comes out.
So what have you shared with your colleagues? I know we've done some role playing, but we had an unusual kind of downtime episode where we focused primarily on, about 6 weeks, I guess it was 7 weeks of, non in your face role play, where we had been doing pretty much every moment straight up role play. Where are you? What have you shared with everyone about what's going on with your brothers and sisters?
Nothing. He's actually not saying much at all.
Okay.
He's just playing it like he got jacked up, which he did, and he's got to figure out what to do with it. But it'll probably come out through his actions, since now he's got to deal with like the tenets of Hirsch and some other stuff that's going on with him. So his attitude, I guess his attitude, maybe not that. The way he interacts is probably going to change over time.
Understood. Well, I very much appreciate that. And here we are. You hear crashing towards you the metal stomp, 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 crash, the shift and surge of clockwork creatures. You look out in front of you and you can see there are 4 blue-shelled automatons carrying what looks to be a halberd or a bardiche or a great axe, and they clang forward towards you, and you hear that sound and that smooth sort of motion of theirs as they come forward. And then behind them, huge, huge piece of clockwork machinery, monstrously big, gray steel chest, large, looks like almost like a pick or a hammer in its right hand, and in its left hand is a ball of flame. All right, and they are moving towards you with that mechanical intention that you know means, well, you're engaged. So we're going to drop right into initiative. Everybody good with that? Roll for your initiative.
Solid fighter initiative.
So, Penny, clockwork in front of you, clockwork moving forward, you're fairly certain. Go ahead and take your action. Top of the round, you're number one.
I'm gonna Hunter's Mark the Clockwork Myrmidon as my bonus action, and open up on him. And this will be a sharpshooter.
Roger that.
My second attack. And the Dread Ambusher. Let me add that on real quick.
All right, Penny, describe what you're targeting and what happens.
Probably whatever vulnerable part I can see on the giant metal automaton, which doesn't look like much. I would guess the head, but I'm probably trying to put some arrows into any soft spots I can find on this thing.
Looks like the joints are penetrable. The steel plates are going to be tough, so it's the throat, the groin, the elbow, the shoulder. So I'm going to assume with the volume of damage you just pumped into it, which it seems to absorb and not be tremendously intimidated by, but with the amount of damage that you dump into it, I think I'm going to assume you slam right into its throat. And you guys see sparks as the arrows grind through whatever material protects that. And there are 1, 2, 3 arrows in perfect formation about this far apart each one that slam here, here, and here, and the creature rocks slightly and continues forward.
Oh, that's a big one.
Oops. All right. So this clockwork soldier comes forward and stops here and makes a flurry of attacks. Jen, I have rolled a 20 against you. Will I be re-rolling?
Catapult is not in position, so no, I am getting smacked.
Oh, dang. It comes in and strikes you squarely in the shoulder. The halberd comes down and hits your armor right above your shield. Second attack bounces. Second attack also hits you. Third attack.
Yes, you will note that my
Miss.
AC is now a 17, not an 18, by the way.
Fourth attack. So solid blow, striking again near the area when you've been hit, tearing you open, and then missing twice. Delbert, these things are pouring in on you, and it seems to be that when they engage initially, they're able to take a flurry of attacks. Something that does happen, Jenabink, is you notice that once this creature closes and it makes that series of attacks to you, go ahead and give me an arcane science roll. All right. Okay. That doesn't come without a cost for them. All right. Very clearly, that creature comes running forward, and it swings, and you can see it start to overheat. You can smell the heated metal in the air, and it's probably going to be unable to act next round. Vicious wave of attacks, but it comes for the cost for them. Delbert, you're
Well,
up.
that's a design inefficiency.
All right. Yeah. So.
All right. Well, let's make things a little hotter then.
Think of the Clockwork Children.
Right.
Too soon, PJ.
Well, I mean, Obi-Wan here does have the high ground.
Ooh. I'm targeting things and throwing my let me make sure that I've got the range. Just doesn't have the range.
Oh, you're within range for a
30?
fireball.
For fireball? Yeah, you're in the range.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do that. Skadoosh.
Oh my goodness, they're in fireball formation? So, all right.
Everyone succeeded.
Delbert, give me an Arcana check. That should have cooked them, and you have no idea why it didn't. So you gesture, and the fireball rolls out, and it engulfs them, and waves of fire surround them, and it doesn't seem to have nearly the effect that you anticipated. Go ahead and roll your damage. Yeah, you would expect with the intensity of that flame that there would have been more substantial damage, and for some reason it does not seem to have the effect that you anticipated. Are you doing anything else this round? You still have a move action?
No, if I move, I will be blocking Penny. Penny needs to have a clear shot, and I'm ranged anyway, so I'm good where I'm at.
All right.
And therefore, I shall pass my turn. Boom.
Idris, you're up.
Just point of clarification. Catapult moves when Genabink moves?
Catapult does move when Genabink moves, yes. Right. So I have to always adjust that.
All right, no problem. And he did 14. All right. Well, and he's got reach to us, right, with that halberd?
Yeah, it looks like it's a 10-foot reach. The guy behind might have just as much reach also.
All right. Oh, well, it sucks either way. So take your... All right, I don't have my sword out. I'm going to step forward to here so you can get an AOO.
All right.
I'm going to throw up a shield.
All right, very good. Bang. Shield bats it away.
All right. So that's as a bonus, right?
Yeah.
And then I can still do my cantrip. All right. Yeah, so I'll go down here. So I'll take the AOO. Now I'm going to throw my Eldritch Blast at the big guy.
Very good. Do so.
All right, here we go.
So what does an Eldritch Blast look like from you?
Now?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I was wondering if it should be like a whole bunch of like black coins flying out at somebody as like a joke.
That's fine.
No, right now it's just going to be it's just going to be a black ball right now. He's not into fancy. He's just into getting it done.
Okay.
So he does do the flourish. He does the little, he doesn't know what a handgun is. He does the little pointy thing.
Yep.
So he does
the gun
thing.
finger spell.
You got to do it. So he points at him and he goes, bang. And he misses. All right, cool. The guy's got a lot higher armor than I thought. All right.
Well, what happens is it strikes the chest plate, right? And you can see it get absorbed into the energy, and it sort of the eldritch energy sort of diffuses down across the length of the creature.
That's what I wanted to see, if it was going to do the same kind of grounding out, like what's the name? But since it didn't even get that far.
All right, very good. Anything
And
else?
then I'm going to walk right back to that spot.
Okay, so you pop out. All right.
Yeah, and I'm done.
Okay. Clang, 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 clang. Ball of flame in his hands, and he hurls it. All right, this is a dexterity saving throw. If you have not made it, would you like to burn a hero point or an inspiration?
Oh yeah, I'm full up on inspiration and I can't get any more. So let's do it again.
Go ahead and roll.
I will also burn an inspiration for this.
Yeah,
You
me
want us to
too.
roll it in the tower? Just roll it straight out.
You can just roll it straight out.
All right, so you can see our failure on full display. Yeah, nailed it.
I will also activate arcane deflection.
Give yourself +2 AC while you're at it.
+4 to his save, I think.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's awesome. Go ahead, Delbert.
And let's see. Dex save.
All right. Everybody makes a save except Idris. So, ball of flame, and he hurls it. Now, Idris, Delbert, when you threw your fireball, it came out and it was hot, magical flame. All right. This is different. This is almost like he's hurling a ball of flaming liquid or grease at all of you. And all right, you guys are wrapped in a ball of flame.
All right, tastes like burning.
That should have done half to Genebank, I think. I think it did full.
Let me see if it did.
And Delbert as well.
But it smells like Teen Spirit.
Let's see, total damage was 16. Yep, it should have done half. Probably when I had you guys re-roll, it confused things. I think, Penny, you actually took half.
Yeah, I should be done when it takes 16.
Yeah, Catapult took half. Jenna actually get some hit points back. All right, very good. Clockwork Soldier. This one targets Idris and comes forward and grinds like the other one did.
At 20s.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, Idris steps forward, and you can see the shield spell that he's cast. Explo, 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 Explo. And Idris moves his hand, intervening the shield between the magical effect and his opponents. And it grinds to a health, smoking in much the same way that the other one did. Another Clockwork Soldier comes running forward, steps into position. And all right, targets Idris.
Over here, like Darth Vader getting shot with bullets from Han Solo.
Swing, swing, swing,
That was
swing.
close.
All right, folks, you have seen Idris fight before, and this is a dance you haven't seen from him. All right, he's getting surrounded by a veritable hail of blows, and you saw the impact of these when they struck Genebink. I mean, they can be disabling in terms of their force and strength, but he steps away from them. Catapult, what you doing?
Actually, it's Genebink and then Catapult because I have to direct Catapult.
Roger that.
So Genebink will shite. Yeah, Genevink's gonna step up and before she steps up, she's going to use her super glue gun of healing. At second level actually. On herself. So we're just gonna do it this way. And then another D8. So plus another 7.
Nice.
I'll adjust for you.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it. And then so that's all she does is just step forward and heal herself. Catapult will then take the spot next to her and attack the center guy. So just to verify, I saw the fireball not do as much damage, correct?
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check. You were almost certain they're magic resistant, and that would make sense on the design of the other clockwork that you've seen here.
Okay. So that said, she's not going to have Catapult do a cone, so she is just going to have him attack. Why? Oh, come on. Why? Oh. Okay. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Okay.
It's got to be something with the interface.
It's totally something with the interface. But hey, I figured it out, so we're moving along. And then that hit, so we do this, which is not that much, but at least it's something. Did Catapult's Force Rend do as much as I expected it would?
Absolutely. Steps
Fantastic.
right through and tears it up.
All right. Then that is my turn. And its turn.
All right. Last Clockwork Soldier steps up. And they form a line so that kung, 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 side by side, close up ranks and attack. And this one has to attack Idris. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Bang, 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 bang. And again, Idris holds off the wave of attacks, one after the other, after the other, after the other. All right. End of round 1, top of the order for round 2. Penny. You see them form up in a line. They've been resistant to the fire damage, and the creature hurled a ball of flame at you. And you can see that impact was pretty profound for several of your teammates. What do you do?
I'm going to continue to keep trying to hammer that big thing that's now throwing fire at everybody.
Absolutely.
No bueno. I will sharpshooter and shoot at the Clockwork Myrmidon. And miss with the first shot.
You hit the metal plate below the weak joint, and the arrow bounces off harmlessly.
And hit with the second.
Next arrow slams into that same weakened spot on the neck. And it starts to twist, and you think it might be coolant from the smell, burst from its neck and seep down its front.
That's all I got.
All right. So that Clockwork Soldier is frozen in position.
Looks like you won't be doing the robot anytime soon.
It's starting to move again, but being able to do that burst of attacks certainly had a cost for it. Delbert, you're up.
All right, I'm going to Toll the Dead on that thing. Same one. Boom.
It seems to shred off the attack. Go ahead and make a Arcana check. You could have advantage on it now. They're magic resistant. You have no doubt of that now.
Okay.
Quickfoot is way up behind you guys on the stairs. Anything else you'd like to do, sir?
I think I'm good where I'm at.
Excellent. Idris, what do you do?
I'm gonna cast.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast. It's what, 3? Yeah, I'm gonna drop a bless. So let me get that on there. I'm gonna put one on Genabink, one on Catapult, and one on me. And
Describe what you just did.
so I basically take what looked like a bunch of like broken up coins, like bits and ends of coins, and I like throw them at the three of us, and I'm like, I gave a little like shout, and I was like, "Hey-o,
Big money, right?
Sevens!" That's what it
Name
is.
from heaven.
There we go.
Sevens.
There we go.
Sevens. And then I will step up,
Excellent. All right.
and I am done there.
All right. All right, let's clear our what we have. So bang, 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 bang. It comes around the side. It extends its hand, locks in position, and a stream of grease comes spitting out of its hand.
Kind of glad I blessed now.
All right. Would
Fine.
we like to use any hero points or
I would like to use a hero point.
go right ahead, Gent?
I think
I'm gonna take a
catapult
whole
might be
reroll on that.
1 gets you to the target, Jen.
right. Yeah.
Idris, would you like to use? All right, Idris
Yeah, I use
rerolls.
my
You're fine,
inspiration,
and catapult goes down. So what I'm going to do is I will drop the prone on the appropriate people. So I'm going to clear the and let's see. So let's see. The only creature that is prone right now is catapult, correct?
Correct.
All right. Now, the thing about this grease is it doesn't seem to be lingering. You can tell. Well, actually, go ahead and make a Arcana check for Jetabank and also Delbert. Jetabank, you've got grease in your eyes, all right, and they sting. Delbert, what the heck was that? This gout of grease goes across your party members. You see Catapult's four-legs spin, and you'd expect Catapult to be able to stand, given that it's a quadruped, but she can't, and slams down onto her side with a metallic ring. All right, next Clockwork Soldier. Can't attack. Next Clockwork Soldier. Cannot attack. Catapult.
Genebank will go ahead and attack the clockwork soldier that Catapult was attacking. hits. And then Catapult will do the same after standing. So Catapult will stand and then attack. It still hit, but you'll have to get rid of the prone on Catapult, please.
Roger that.
And that's my turn.
The next Clockwork Soldier grinds, and you hear a. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check, Jen. Give me an Arcana check, Delbert. All right, Jenabink, this would be an Arcana clockwork check. So what sort of bonus do you get on that?
It's actually only on history, tinker stuff that I get the bonus, but I would get a +3.
All right. Delbert, you're hearing that thing, that's particular Myrmidon, or that particular clockwork being, soldier, whatever it is, that when there's a series of clicks and pops in it, that indicates to you that it's probably reset its ability to do a flurry of attacks. The other ones didn't make nearly the same sound. That when its shoulders readjusted, and you can see that the hinge on its shoulder is set farther apart, and that's the material difference. So that one's probably going to flurry attack you again. Top of the order. Penny, you see the large creature move out of your line of sight. Clang, 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 you hear it shift, and then you see this gout of grease go across your friends, and you can see that the grease is covering them and pooled on the floor where they're standing. What would you like to do?
All right, I'm going to try and open up the path to the right. I'm targeting the center Clockwork Soldier number 7 that they seem to be pounding on, and I'll sharpshooter.
Very good. These are armored nearly as well. Your arrow punches right through the plate on its chest. Bang! And its shoulders unhinges and it collapses down in a pile of metal.
All right. I will then, with my second attack, target number 16.
Again, your arrows are able to penetrate it quickly. Bang! Second one goes down.
All right, and I will move to here then, and end my turn.
Okay. Delbert, you're up. 2 of them go down, arrows sticking out of center point of their throat or their chest. Go ahead.
Okay. I will cast Shadow Blade and fling my blade at Clockwork Soldier number 14.
Go ahead and describe to me what that looks like.
The blade itself isn't. It's more of a illusion. So I don't actually have to put any real force behind it. I just have to kind of point it at it and let it fly.
So a dagger forms in your hand and you lift your 2 fingers up and the blade floats above your fingers and you flick it and it shoots to the target. Is that what it's kind of like?
That's why I'm imagining it, yeah.
All right. Very good. Go ahead and make your attack. Keep in mind that the only target you have where you're standing that does not have cover is Clockwork Soldier 14. And the point goes straight towards it and hits it right between the eyes. Go ahead and make your damage roll, please. Does it get a saving throw against that?
It does not.
All right, it gave it a saving throw. I'm going to apply the 19. All right. Yeah, because you're making it to hit roll, so it should not get a saving throw against it. That is funk. Its head twists around sideways. You see one of its ocular implements on one side is damaged, and sparks and smoke begin to pour out of the side of its head as it starts to cock back to attack again. Anything else you'd like to do?
I think I'm good where I'm at. So, no, I'm good.
Okay. Quickfoot is hanging out back up the stairs. Idris.
All right. The one next to me is damaged. Okay, I will throw up my Hexblade's Curse on it.
Please describe what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what it does. I don't use that often. Okay, so basically, I point the. I'm gonna take out my blade, so it's in my hand now.
All right.
Point it at the Clockwork Soldier 14, and I'm gonna mumble something in. I guess Busted Kumasti. I'm gonna curse him since that's where my power comes from that blade, and it's like a black wave rolls over it.
So your sword comes out, and Shia is right there with you. She's talking to you at this point, right? So the elven spirit that inhabits the blade is like, I see. And you point, all right? And you and her together cause these black waves of energy to come out. And you speak the elder speech, the primal tongue, the ancient tongue of the first elves. And it engulfs the creature, and it shudders from the effect. Make your attack.
Yep. Let me just pop this up one more because it's going to be on 4. Okay. And I'm going to swing on Clockwork 14. Hit. Damage it. Killed it. Excellent. I'll heal myself.
So.
And then I'm going to... I'm going to step forward because 6 is the one that's stuck. Yep. So as I come through with the blade... basically cut it right through the middle and do it as a walking move and then step right through up to the Myrmidon.
Go for it.
So that's what I do. And then that'll end my turn.
The Myrmidon. All right. It cocks its hand down. All right. Yeah, it cocks its hand down. All right, it's got the big pike in its one hand. It cocks its other hand down, and you see a small spigot sort of kick out under from beneath its arm. And there's a little bit of blue flame directly in front of it, and it fires.
Your evil science has no power over me.
Genabink, you have not made your saving throw. Would you like to use inspiration or a hero point?
I will use inspiration for that.
Very good.
Clearly, I will need to be more inspiring in the future. Although, since I would say that I am either narrowly or not avoiding this. I am not avoiding this due to the fact that I am carefully studying the flame a little too closely. So can I also get, as a bonus to my failure, a Arcana check?
No, I will give you back your inspiration because Genevique's like, oh, it's projecting flame? Outstanding! Okay, I will give you your inspiration back because that's hilarious. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
She's probably going down, but
All right. So, gout of flame. All right. And the grease you're standing in burns up around your legs, and you all feel it. Genabink. Oh, wow. Genabink staggers and falls. All right.
Yep.
Very good.
You just reenacted the last season of The Mandalorian.
Catapult.
No spoilers, PJ.
Season 1.
Catapult.
Catapult can't do anything. Catapult can only defend when I am not there to use my bonus action to instruct him.
That's what I thought. You make a successful death save, Jen. Clockwork Soldier 6 has the ability to do its flurry again, and it strikes at Idris. First blow. Crit. Idris, are you still standing?
Wait, you crit me?
Yep.
I didn't see. Oh, hang on. No. You're going to roll that again, yo.
All right, very good. I will roll that again.
Yeah, I'll burn off my last inspiration.
All right, very good. All right, so that misses you. I'm going to give you 23 hit points of damage back, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Oh, that's right. You rolled it in the tower. I was like, I didn't see anything roll across the board to say I got hit.
Yeah,
And
no
I was like,
problem.
what?
You guys don't, so what I do is... what I have to do is tell you when I crit you. I forgot you had that ability. I know Jenna Bink does, and I actually ask her. All right.
Wow, special treatment for all the shorties in the party.
Yeah. Absolutely. Second attack misses. Third attack misses. Fourth attack misses. So bang, 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 bang. Chunks fly out of your shield. You take a hit onto your armor, and it's a solid wave of strikes, one right after the other. But they don't impact you.
Nothing but
Round
bullshit
4.
fire hitting Idris today.
Top of the order. Penny.
All right, I'm going to move out here past Jenabink and try and get rid of this Myrmidon because he is wrecking people. I will not sharpshooter this. He still has my Hunter's Mark on him. That'll hit.
Hit.
And my second attack will miss.
All right, so
that's me.
it's not looking nearly as good as it was. You had a profound effect on it. Go ahead and make an Arcana check for argument's sake.
Okay.
You know, you spent a lot of time with Penny. You actually worked with her. Or you spent a lot of time with Jenna Bink. You actually were with her when she did some of the modifications that she made to catapult. So you've got a better feeling for how clockwork creatures work. But this thing is so alien to you, you really can't tell how close it is to no longer being animate. Delbert, the last of this is a thick, oily smoke from this jet of flame. So the creature ignited all the grease that your friends were standing in, and that in combination with the flame itself burned them, scorched them, and you see Jenabink fall. What do you do?
I'm gonna run over here to Jenabink and feed her a potion of greater healing.
Do so.
Not sure I can drop it on her, but we'll give it a whirl.
All right. Jenna Bink coughs and comes to as you feed her the potion. All right. Quickfoot is not coming near this. Idris, it's about you.
Idris points at the Myrmidon. He's like, ha ha, our wizard's magic missiles will destroy. And he turns around and sees him healing him. He's like, shit, I guess I'm going to have to do this. All right, so he's just going to take the swing. And so he's going to wind it up. He's going to go for the kneecap because that's where you know they're weak. Blam!
Hit.
Right in there. All right, come on. Oh, but not enough. Gets it in, tries to wiggle it around and realizes, oh shit, he's still standing.
All right. Sparks and fluid and lubricant roll down its leg, and it does have to shift to get more stable. All right. The clockwork.
You know what though? I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna go here in between the two.
Oh, what? You're moving out of my area effects?
Hey, you got to know your bankroll.
Oh. All right. Man. So you guys hear humming and clicking as things reset in it, but it pivots and begins a series of attacks on Idris. All right, you actually went on the opposite side of it, so.
Oh man, it's so ancient. It uses facing.
You dodge the pick as it swings around and comes down at you. And It comes back around and swings at you.
Oh,
Bang! Hits. Bang!
Yep.
All right. Krang, and you feel the blessing still on you as sparks fly off its armor. All right, Catapult. Jenna Bink, you are conscious.
I'm gonna stand up and go after one of the clockwork things with some prejudice. So I'm gonna move down to there. I think I've got enough movement for that after a stand up. And then Catapult is going to go to there.
Excellent.
I am going to wail on this stupid guy.
Now, you are within the reach of both those creatures when you move in, just so you know.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm also not leaving, so it shouldn't be an issue.
You got it. Spang! Sparks fly, and you take a chunk out of the clockwork soldier.
Oh, you know what I've been forgetting?
What, Jen?
I had forgotten that I have 2 attacks now. So excuse me while I
make your
hit this thing again.
Ooh.
I've only had 1 round to attack though. Let's face it, because I got like freaking splashed. All right, now it's Catapult's turn, and Catapult will also attack this thing.
Excellent. Please do.
I need to take back my MVP comment.
It's all right. Idris also forgot that he has 2 Eldritch Blasts at level 5 when he did it.
No, I chose not to use them because they'll just get sucked into a machine.
All right, bang, bang! Sparks fly as its shoulder gets hammered twice. All right, now it's stunned right now. So, would you?
I think you repaired it. You healed it for 9, Jen.
Oh no!
Oh no!
We have a traitor in our party. What the
hell? It was an interface issue. So,
all right.
Can you take off that 9 and let me do this again, Tad?
I fixed the damage. Don't worry. I pulled the 9 off and inflicted its damage.
But
no, they got to put another 9 on.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ooh, that takes it to
dead.
No,
maybe
it takes it to smoking and not looking good. So here's why we all pick on. Go ahead, Jen.
Yeah, technically it's different damage than that entirely. Here, I'll roll the damage. We'll see what happens. Yeah, see, it should have been 11 damage, not 9.
Oh, so it would have died because he only had 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Well, it's 11 more on top of the 9 he applied.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exceeds hit points by 1. Yeah. Sorry. So he gets back.
It's taken 36 out. It's taken 36 out of 40 something with me adjusting for the difference between the 2 damages. Now.
Okay.
Here's the thing, folks. The reason we pick on Jen so soullessly about issues she has with the user interface is Jen, hypothetically, might design interfaces for pilots. So,
I make them better so that this kind of nonsense doesn't happen.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly it. So, all right, back in character. So you step forward and you strike twice. Sparks roll from the thing, fluid falls, and you don't see how it's standing. You can make an Arcana check on both of them if you would like, given how it's Genebink that close.
Yeah, well, and I'm now inspired by having gotten knocked down.
Okay, that's good. Looking at both of them, you can see that the one in front of you, 1 strike, and it's done. And the Myrmidon, the large gray skin beast, all right, is pumping fluid out of its arrow's holes, and its left leg has been damaged. So, very good.
I will tell you up front that the next thing to attack anyone is going to get disadvantage from Catapult.
Roger that. Totally understandable.
As it sprays us with flame again.
The clockwork soldier is recovering from being stunned because it made a flurry of attacks last round.
And being dead doesn't help either.
But yeah, he's got to fix that too. The condition and the hit points.
Yeah.
Actually, it did go down. My mistake.
Well, there was like 9 extra damage that got put on.
Yeah, it did go down. So, all right, Clockwork Myrmidon is next. And I'm going to give its first roll at disadvantage, right, Jen? Or do you want to wait and see if I hit?
No, I mean, technically, I have to declare it as a reaction on the roll. So
okay.
Had the Myrmidon's not next.
All right,
No,
so
it's not next. Penny's
It's-
next.
Yeah, it's not next time.
Just shoot it. Shoot the J, Penny. Don't let Tenry
Oh,
tell
yeah.
you how it works.
Absolutely, Penny. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're top of the order now, right?
Yeah, top of the order. Sorry. Damn, lost track of the combat tracker. See what I get for doing soliloquies on Jen?
I'm going to shoot at the Myrmidon again. This is not going to be a sharpshooter.
Bang! It goes down on both knees. The axe drops to the side. Head cocks to the side, and it kicks twice. And fluid pumps, and stops pumping. It's 2
I'll
arrows
shoot it
straight.
again just for...
Just cause?
Yeah, just because. I'm not sure if it's actually going down, you know?
The double tap.
Yeah.
I get on it and check it for one of those marks.
The air is thick. It smells foul. All right. You know, there's probably about, this is huge. This is 20 feet, right? But smoke is going up to the ceiling, and as your light goes up and touches it, do you guys have any light right now, or is it just the moonlight from the sword?
That's just the sword and any other magical gear that's lit up.
All right, so the room is filled. Has a lot of smoke in it, and it's a thick, oily, nasty smell. All right. Jenabink, you're not hearing anything else, and also Penny, you're not hearing anything else. Just kung and the sort of whirring down of all the sounds. All right, very good. What would you all like to do? Checking
Check the back of them. Yeah.
All right.
See who owns these.
You have seen this before. You have seen this symbol more than once.
Come on, angry wizard. Casting a shield.
All right. So go ahead and everybody give me a straight intelligence check on this.
You want this in the tower, Ted?
Yeah, please put this in the tower.
Oh, enjoy that -1. Do I get any bonus for having that sword around?
Yeah, that's actually a good question.
Would it be advantage on these?
I would, no, not yet. Not yet. There's one thing that has to happen still.
All right, things are happening.
Jenabink, you get a bonus on clockwork history, correct?
Correct, +3.
Okay. It occurs to you that every clockwork creature you've encountered has had that symbol.
Well, yeah, yes, this all is very consistent. This symbol is clearly the neural pathways within the clockwork, and it's very fascinating. It would have been more fascinating had I not been nearly burnt to a crisp, but it's consistent, and arcane science is always consistent.
Jenabink, you don't have any eyebrows anymore.
They're just an aesthetic thing. I'm sure they'll either grow back or they won't. And if they don't, I imagine that will help with my fending off of suitor issue.
Catfoot.
I'm going to move up to this pillar and take a defensive position to see if anything's coming.
All right, very good. Quickfoot comes down the stairs, looks to the left, looks to the right, sniffs, and says, "Oh my God, did you know I'm a pops when you cook it?" And he comes over.
It was less of a pop and more of a small implosion, if you want to, be specific about it. But I will say that Jenabik is gonna investigate the so there's a few things I'm gonna do in order, and you're gonna have to tell me when I get interrupted, Tad, because
Okay.
First I'm gonna look at the wreckage and see if there's anything interesting. If
All
there's
right.
nothing interesting, I'm going to then move on to mending catapult, which will take several minutes. And then I'm going to go on to actually healing myself.
You go ahead and give me a Arcana check. There are some component familiarities between these two Myrmidon and the additional clockwork creatures you've encountered when you first came in here. And when you'd been here before, you had encountered one that worked a steady sort of patrol and fired a bag that like would stun you when it struck you, and then fought in hand-to-hand combat. And then you fought a whole bunch of creatures that the only way you could describe these clockwork was some sort of maintenance clockwork that they were cleaning, they were making things when you first walked into what is now your workshop. So you can see that there's some similarities and components here. Other than that, you're not really getting anything else, and you can go right to Healing Catapult. Penny, give me 1 in the tower for perception, would you?
Sure.
Okay. What are Delbert and Idris doing?
Idris is reenacting what he saw when Jenabig was studying the flame, and kind of like laughing about it, like, you know, that was a little too close for all of science kind, you know. And he'll do a perform. He'll do a perform because got to keep those skills intact, you know.
So you, as I understand it, are composing a ballad to this fight. Is that what you're doing?
Yes, I am, and I'm
All right.
currently working on it. It's going, you know, right there. We got it.
It's exquisite. All right.
Yeah.
All the time you've been spending with Elwyn, Moreland is really starting to pay off. And you end up, your performance check lands at above 20. All right. So everybody's like, damn, that's good. Penny? Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the subtleties of the fall down.
Hey, Idris, can you do me a favor and like stop making so much fucking noise in the middle of a dungeon?
I'm like pretty sure that last combat is going to bring all the droids to the yard.
So Idris is playing. Penny says, "What the fuck are you doing?" And Delbert, what's going on? What are you doing? How are you responding? You can see Jenabink is working very quickly. You can see her trying to fix the warped and damaged metal. All right, and Cautabell, go for it. She's going at it.
Okay.
What do you do?
I'm just gonna sit down on one of the steps and keep watch while everybody else is doing their thing. Try and get some rest.
All right, so you step forward and just eyeball things, backing up Penny. Place your character. All right. And you're there, and Quickfoot goes between your legs. Penny, give me one more perception check in the tower.
Well, I'm going to give you stealth first because I'm also going to try and use this pillar as cover in the darkness.
Very good. Go ahead.
And I'll give you the perception as well.
Penny just freaking disappears. You see her head. She looks over her shoulder, and she moves forward to the darkness, and it's like smoke. Show me where you're going.
I'm just staying by this pillar. Mostly I'm using it for cover in case anything has any other sort of sight, and I'm looking around this area.
Go ahead and... All right, let me take a look here. All right. You rolled well enough. You actually hear from down here, and you rolled really well. So you hear somebody pulling back away from you. You hear like a sound of boots, and then you hear again fainter the sound of boots. It's somebody pulls back and away from you, and they know what they're doing. They're being stealthy. All right.
Let them to move up and see if I can get a line of sight on them.
All right. You let's see. What's the range on your dark vision?
60.
60. Okay. From there, you don't. And somebody was retreating. Apparently, I thought you heard something earlier, but you didn't. You didn't make your track. But you thought you heard something. So someone may have moved up and is now pulling back. But when you get up to the edge, are you standing in silhouette in the door?
Is it lit?
No, it is not.
Yes.
Okay. So you're standing there looking down the hallway, and you don't see anything. All right. You heard somebody move, but they're not within the range of your dark vision at this point.
Okay. I will still take a defensive position down here. I don't want to move ahead without anyone, but I will be staying here stealthily, waiting and listening to if anything comes back up.
All right. So you're not looking down the corridor now. You're next to the wall, basically.
Yeah.
Listening. Okay. Very good. All right, everybody. What are you doing? Jenna Bink, you're able to get catapult back in pristine condition over time.
Okay. I also take 2 rounds to heal myself up a little bit.
All right. Very good.
And I will remind you, Tab, that I died. So I should
Oh,
probably make
yes.
a roll.
I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Go ahead and make a charisma, an intelligence, or a wisdom check. And how many times have you been exposed to the darkness successfully?
It has been 5 times, and I failed twice.
That is a -4 on your roll. Go ahead and make a roll, please.
Oh man, let's set the clock back to 0 accidents since today.
I'm going to inspiration that.
Please do. Okay. You make it. All right. You make it. Briefly, you think it would be absolutely wonderful to be in a position of authority and power, to have control of all these clockwork creatures, to have them at your command. But you realize that, that might not be exactly what you want for yourself as you refocus. And you actually think it's a really good thing that Delbert brought you back so much, because that argument had some appeal. It would have been hard to fight that off. So it's a good thing Delbert healed you so quickly.
So my first words when waking up would have been, there are no shortcuts to arcane science.
Excellent. Excellent. All right, so we've done that. It's healed. Penny, you're not hearing anybody move up. All right, you are keyed and you're listening, and you're not thinking anybody's moved up to engage you. What would y'all like to do?
I'm going to join Penny. Actually, no, that's not true. I'm going to probably start dragging stuff toward my workshop.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're still stealth, right, Penny?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think any of us can see her except for me, and then I'd have to roll against her stealth, right?
Absolutely. You guys have no idea where Penny is. All right. Penny just steps into the darkness, and she was in the darkness before, but she fades into smoke and is gone. All right. So you guys are going to haul everything, start hauling pieces up to the workshop. Go ahead and move yourself into the workshop.
As they're moving stuff into the workshop, I will rejoin them and inform them there's something else here.
Excellent. You guys are off of off of map time right now. We run out of combat rounds, and you guys are into the workshop. Go ahead when you walk in, and okay, what are you guys doing when you get in there? Start hauling pieces of scrap metal in.
There's something else in here that was listening to us, and that hallway to the south of here. So we probably want to be careful. I'm gonna guess your workshop is probably not a secure location anymore.
Well, I was planning on determining whether it was or is not. Would you like to help me, Penny?
Yeah, sure. I'm telling you right now, if there's other things that are moving about here quietly and listening to us, it's probably not.
But we can make it secure again because it's my workshop.
Has the area been cleaned?
Yeah, what has changed? That's what I'm looking at.
All right. Looking around, there is some dust, all right? So before you had seen that this had been cleaned. The entire floor had been cleaned. And something that you're noticing now is that apparently the maintenance that was going on is ceased. So that's not the case. That's not the case here. Quickfoot, just for reference, goes up and hops up on the table and watches you, just sitting there like a cat. Are you going to make investigation check? Is that your goal then?
That is my goal.
All right, Penny, you're assisting, correct?
Yeah, I'll assist, correct.
All right, two of you go over the room. Go ahead and give me an investigation check, please, in the tower. All right. Someone has been in here. All right, you can clearly see that somebody has gone through the mattress. Somebody has been in here, but you're not finding any sort of traps. The plugs that you put in the walls to keep the rats out are still there. All right, so a lot of the precautions you took are still there, but somebody gave this room a pretty thorough once over, and similar to the same way that you're doing it. So, and Penny actually, well, damn, okay. So Penny actually comes up with 3 hairs and goes, I believe that we might have had some rat-like attention here is what I'm saying.
I check on the component stash of stuff that was in the workshop. Has anything been taken?
So, as you're going through it, there was some copper wire that clearly has a material value that they took. But the other stuff that was in there, the bar stock and stuff, they left alone. But somebody did jack the precious metal, so you lost that copper wire. And you need something like that. Probably you can strip down these creatures if you need copper wire for it. But what was in here is gone.
I will, unless someone else is doing something, start taking the time to strip the copper wire out of them and keeping it on my person.
Okay. You had like a industrial spool of copper wire, and somebody's
I'm not
going
to get that much.
All right.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do is you're going to go and set up on the work table one of these things and just start tearing it down, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you say you're trying to extract copper wire from it? I'm sorry if I didn't hear.
Yes, I am. I'm anything that would at this point would be something that is not a component that is already in the workshop. So I'm not too worried about the stuff that I already have a ton of in the workshop. That stuff I'll strip out later. I'm worried about the components that I might need to keep on me so that we're not having this.
All right. Are you guys bringing all of these clockwork creatures in here? Or are you going to make several trips and bring them all in?
I am.
All right. Each one of the soldiers requires 1 trip. You're going to have to tie and drag the myrmidon. That large creature is 1,500 pounds. So it's going to have to be dragged by everyone, or you're going to have to tear it apart out there. Your choice. The hallway is large enough that you're able to drag the large creature right down the hallway, though. That's not an issue for you.
Are you guys going to help me, or am I doing this all myself? Because either way, I'm doing this. Okay, right. That's great. Thank you, Delbert.
All right, so go ahead.
Well, while that's happening, I will begin trying to take a short rest in this corner as I secure these 2 doors.
All right, very good. Makes a lot of noise as you're dragging this stuff back and forth, clangs and bangs a bit. But after about, 10, 15 minutes of hauling, you're able to get everything in. The hardest part's dragging the clockwork myrmidon. Once you get it inside, close the door, I assume, and start tearing down the clockwork myrmidon and the soldiers, Jen?
Yeah.
All right. So are you guys going to attempt to take a short rest?
Yeah.
That was also my intention.
All right.
Because theoretically, this should not take me that long to do the wire thing.
Yeah. So you guys are able to take a short rest with no difficulty. About an hour passes, and Jen is just cannibalizing the most useful stuff. All right. So I'm going to say you can pick up one of these clockwork soldiers, and with the damage that's been done to it, just quickly strip out everything that you need. Strip out enough for a repair. All right. So you're able to take out a spool of copper wire out of it about that big. All right, and it's just basically like pulling conduit is the only way I can describe it to you. All right, so you guys take a short rest. You're here in the room. What would you like to do?
Don't forget to use the hit die.
Now, I assume you guys said you had all these doors had locked, and you had locked all of the doors, correct? Yeah.
They had locks,
Yeah.
we did, or if they didn't, we tried to make it hard to get in, or at least take a round like we did the last time.
Yeah, I don't think the doors had locks. That
Oh,
last
that's
time we
right.
just barred them with crates on
Okay.
us in that southern area, like right
That's
here.
right.
We had piled up boxes and stuff.
That's right. You'd made it impossible. That seems to still be intact. So whoever had come in must have come in through the main set of doors.
Oh, and quick note, there's another door by that pillar, remember, guys?
Yeah. Well, wasn't that one like barred or something, or was it like it was not able to be opened? I thought. Like
Right.
This one here.
Right.
It was.
It's got a bunch of debris, and this one here has a bunch of. It's actually quite a different angle, but yeah, it's just plugged with debris and stone. All right, over there, and the arch that went through to the other room. I believe they had no. That's a locked door. That was a locked door right there, and the arch on the other side of it is filled with stone. So that's filled with stone, and that door actually was locked. And I believe it was. Let me check my notes. Yeah, it was swollen from water damage and couldn't open.
Yeah, well, I think when we're done, we should finish searching the northeast, the southeast sections. Since we left a lot of stuff unchecked there. And then circle back to where you heard the footsteps, I guess.
I'm okay with that. I'm done now. Yes.
All right, so you guys want to go, like, I guess, to the northeast little corner area we haven't been to and see if.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, because it doesn't look like, from what we can see, it doesn't look like it connects anywhere else. But we know that bottom section might connect.
All right. Do you guys? So I am moving my fig to the statue room, Ted, and I'm going to start investigating that area moving forth. I'm assuming the party will be behind me in the search.
Well, you can see the shattered remnants of the cobblestorms that you fought the last time you were there. So there's still all those broken pieces of cobbles, right? And I think what we're going to do is this looks like an ideal time to take our 10-minute break because hypothetically things might get interesting again. So tell you what, folks, we are going to take 10 right now. We'll be back around 4:30ish. Thank you so much for enjoying our stream. When we come back, our players are going to finish their exploration of this area. And up here in the northeast, I think, just for your edification, I actually believe that you guys had searched all of this area. It just wasn't in combat, so I didn't unmask it for you. All right. But let me just show you what you had up in there.
We had not gone up there because we chose to go south.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Good
never
enough.
actually went up there. That's from the rat fight.
That's exactly it.
They all came down from there, but we never actually went up there and looked at that area.
All right. Very good. Well, I've just popped it open for you anyhow. Well, we're going to take our break, and we'll be back about 4:30ish. Thank you so much for watching the stream. Hang out, go take a bio break, get hydrated, and we'll see you very quickly. And Uther once and always.
So what had happened with Penny? All right, I'm gonna stealthily. I'll put a stealth roll in the tower for you. Stealthily move forward and try and examine these areas. Yeah. Okay. The door in front of me, it is. It looks like it is open. Correct? Like. Okay. I will continue to move forward through here, searching and stealthily moving up.
So what had happened was we were waiting on someone to get their camera together. Oh, I think you muted yourself again. But Jenna Bink is also muted.
All right, here we go.
There we go.
There we go. Should have heard me. I think what Dintar's comment was when we first came on and it was just Matt talking. Can you guys hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right. Everybody good in the stream? Very funny, Delbert. Very funny. So everybody, here's what happened 2 weeks ago. See that little button on the side of my headset that says mute? Yeah. When I take the headset off, occasionally I will press that button and then panic for 20 minutes trying to figure out why my software worked. Ooh. Well, I'd like to provide the egg of Coot with inspiration for that last comment. Ha ha, I silenced him. Curses he saved against it. Okay, we're going to drop back into it. So, Penny, you come up to that door, okay? And you're looking out in front of you and you're not seeing any sort of motion. And there was wave after wave of rats that came from here before, if you guys remember. Just swarm after swarm after swarm.
Yeah. If I'm not seeing anything, I'm going to continue to move up and look down this hallway.
So are the rest of you staying back and waiting for Penny to come back, or are you following her or trying to move up with her?
Well, she hid in stealth, I think she said.
She did, so you just see her disappear.
Yeah, we're staying. Yeah.
I can see all the way to the end of the hallway, so I'm just watching.
All right. You can't see her because of how she's moving. But
right.
Yeah.
Right. I can just see the hallway.
You get up to the top here and you can see where some of the rat corpses, because there were char marks here, right? And you can see where some of the rat corpses and stuff that were in here have been fed on by something. But you're not seeing. Go ahead and give me a survival roll and make it a disadvantage because you don't have color to work with. You're in the dimness.
You're talking to me? Tad?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, you just want to say you want a survival check from me, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Survival check.
Do I get the +2 from them being humanoids?
Go ahead and make the roll. and I'll factor it in if it's appropriate.
Okay.
And you are at disadvantage there because you're not. It's you don't have color. You're in black and white. Okay, excellent roll. What you can see as you're dropping down on your hands and knees and you're checking this out, right, is you are seeing there's been a whole bunch of small rats moving back and forth here. And occasionally you see a footprint that's probably from rat folk, not from a werrat. And one of the things you know from what you've been through is werrats are medium-sized creatures and they leave a much, much larger footprint. The rat folk themselves, they're smaller and they leave a little footprint. So you see a couple rat folk footprints here. You're not seeing steady, solid traffic. So it doesn't look like somebody's inhabiting this. And there's rats in and out here all the time. So somebody's been here. You don't necessarily know if anybody's living here anymore, if that makes sense.
Okay. I'll start examining these rooms and seeing if there's any presence.
While he's gone, I'm going to actually make sure that I'm taking up resident at one door and having catapult at the other door down south to make sure that no one's going to jump us.
Go ahead and place your minis, please.
I have done so. But if I did so without telling you, it would have been bad.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Then I will do the same over here.
All right. So you guys are in position to point to the compass, standing guard, which is wonderfully paranoid, and I respect you for it. All right. So go ahead. Are you going to investigate, or are you just looking in, Penny?
I'm just doing cursory right now, just basically checking to see if it's secure, and if it is, then I'll call everyone up.
I'm going to just use your passive here as you're moving forward. So you look in the first room, and you can see that it's just filled with wreckage and bedding. Based on what you've seen before, you think that's probably a room where the rats themselves, the smaller rats, the swarms, just hived up in here. And you can hear the sound of something moving underneath the trash. It's probably an individual rat or two. But it's not that constant clicking hum and scurrying sound that you were hearing before when you guys were in this area. So, well,
I'll look in the other room.
this room very similar. There's some bedding for like a larger, maybe a rat, like some giant rats, some bigger rats. It's not the smaller size ones. And there is a trashed out barrel in the room, but you can't see what's in the barrel from here. You can see it looks like it's probably got a crack in one seam though.
All right, I will check out this door in front of me.
That door opens up and you're looking in on a desk, and all the drawers of the desk have been pulled out and dumped, and the book that was on it is gone. So it looks like this room has been searched thoroughly.
Okay. I will then move, I guess, over to this door and check out this room.
So this room, big glare from before. You're seeing where there's some smashed furniture and stuff here. Bunch of torn up pillows, shredded sofas, all sorts of things in here that would make decent bedding. You absolutely can tell, and it's not. If opening this door were fresh, it would be. You think the scent would be overwhelming because there's rat pebbles of various sizes all over. So there's dung all over the floor, faint smell of rat urine. And as you're looking in here, you can see that around the corner is a big packed warren nest that probably the smaller rats were using. And then torn out across the floor here are different areas that the larger rats probably would have bedded into. And you remember that there was just wave after wave after wave of giant rats and just rat swarms that came after you. So
I'll move back down to this hallway and wave to Idris.
All right. Idris, you see all of a sudden Penny steps forward and she's visible, and she's waved you up.
All right, I call them all in.
So it's basically just a bunch of rat shit and stuff. I don't know if you guys even want to go look through it, but it just looks like a bunch of trash and refuse in those rooms. But I didn't really take like a detailed look because it just looked like a bunch of shit.
Someone might want to throw up some detect magic up in there and walk around.
I could do that, but that would limit my uses of my glue gun of healing. Maybe Delbert would prefer to sit and meditate for several minutes before doing so.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Think on it, pray on it, get on it.
I will
I do
ritually
not pray.
cast detect magic.
Excellent.
I was talking to Delbert.
Walk through here with my nose covered with a cloth.
So you're familiar with this. There's this constant background alteration magic, transmutation magic, right? And occasionally there's little pockets of other sorts of magic, necromancy, different sorts of things. It does seem to be... go ahead and give me an Arcana check. So seems to be a constant background presence like you've seen before. And occasionally you see pockets here and there of other sorts of magic, and it's almost like it just sort of spins out of the air. So, but you're not seeing anything coalesced or specific.
All right. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything specific here. Just the same background static, magical static that we saw before.
All right, let's actually search it.
Yeah, you can enjoy that.
So are you guys going to spend some time going through all these rooms?
Yeah. Is what's in the rooms, what's actually there? Would you put on the board?
Absolutely. The only difference is the desk has been completely sacked. So it's been cleaned out. The drawers have been pulled out and dumped. The first room to your left with all the wood planks, that looks like a rat's nest, small rat's nest. The second room looks like it might have had larger rats in it, in that it's bedding and stuff. The room directly to your right that's got the desk and the bed in it looks like somebody has gone through it very, very, very thoroughly. So,
Is that a chair in front of the desk?
it was, yeah. Looks like probably, based on how things are, you probably had two. So you got to see the little puppy. The puppy is cute, and the puppy's about the size of this. All right. But anyhow, it looks like there are probably two rat folk in here based on your previous experience with them. The bed over to your right has two pillows on it, although it's been flipped over and the pillows are now sitting on the floor. And the desk in front of you has been cleaned off, but there's a pair of smashed mugs. So it looks like probably two people lived in here. Two rat folk lived in here.
And the last big room.
As you walk in there, feces crunches underneath your feet. All right, there's debris and waste. Go ahead and give me a perception check. Okay, Idris, there are definitely little rats back up in there moving around. Not a swarm. You know what a swarm smells like now, and it sounds like, all right? There's not that constant chittering back and forth. You know, you don't hear them. You don't feel them in the same way. But there's two or three things moving back in that pile, and they were retreating from you guys as you come in. Do you guys have any light source going right now, or is it just your sword out?
Sword's not even out right now. I don't need it.
All right, so you guys are in the darkness. Delbert, you cast dark vision when you came downstairs, correct?
Right.
Okay. I trust you to keep track of how long that lasts. All right, so you guys are, just for reference, any serious visual inspection you do, you're in dim light, so you have disadvantage on it. Just be aware of that, all right? Okay, but you can hear this. This is not a visual check.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, Quickfoot, why don't you talk to your people here? See what they know.
I don't think they want to talk to me. I actually think that I'm probably the reason they've run now, because I have discovered the joys of my cat-like being. My esteemed leader here has chosen to keep me in rat-killing mode. And would you like me to bring out somebody for potential interrogation? I mean, I got to go in there by myself, but if you'd like me to, I can see what I can do.
I'll do it myself.
All right, I agree with that. So you're just tearing this thing apart to try and get to him?
No, I'm operating under the assumption that they can also speak because they're down here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to attempt to persuade them to come out.
Go ahead.
I'm going to use one of my nourishment bread thingamajiggers I got. Or do I have rations left? Yeah, I got
Okay.
rations. So I'll burn off a ration and I'll try and coerce them out and be like, hey, got some food here. I know you guys can talk. I just want to talk.
All right,
Find out what's been going on.
I'll give you advantage on that roll. You can make a second roll then.
All right. This is probably terrible. Here we go. The same bonuses. Don't worry about it. They're both plus 8.
All right. So 3 rats come out. All right. And they hop up, right? And they say, one of them says, "Oh, great slayer of the queen and her bodyguard. May we partake of these fine things that you have delivered to us?"
Yes, you may. I have some questions for you. But go ahead and eat first. Get your strength back.
All right. And they're definitely eyeing Quickfoot at this point. They're definitely keeping an eye on the cat. All right. But they begin to gorge themselves. And this is really good food for rats. So you got cheese, you got sausage, you've got hard bread. So this is carb rich, protein rich, and fat rich food for them. They're very happy. So they eat and get plumper and plumper and plumper because rats will gorge when the opportunity presents itself. What are you asking them?
I asked them basically, how long have you been down here by yourselves?
Well, we been here. Oh my, I don't know. More sleeps than I can count. Let me try and count. 1, 2, 3, many sleeps. We have been down here. And the other rats is been going downstairs, and they're doing some the rat folk, the good rats have been around too. They have been here off and on to check on her, but nobody lives here since you killed everybody. Oh, great one.
The 2 who came down, can you describe them?
Oh yeah, they was small, about half as big as you. And one was gray, and the other goes, yeah, the other one had a white spot on his butt. Yeah, that's right. One of them was brown with a white spot on his butt, and they've been here off and on doing recon. Sometimes they come with other people, but that's the 2 that comes the most. And they come and they look around, and then they leaves.
They never stay?
So, no, they never stays. They just come and looks around, and then they leaves. So, I think, though, that maybe that they don't want to be up here because you killed a lot of them.
Who used to stay in and I tell them to follow me, the room over here?
So, very nice person who fed us. There were 2 of them. They were good. But one of them went out on patrol before you got here and never came back. And the other one got shot with stuff. Them little darts, them little darts thingies that you guys throw out of the sticks killed one of them.
The one who went on patrol, where did he go on patrol?
I don't know.
Where is the last place you would see them if they did go on patrol?
They went out to go fight spiders and find spiders. This was many steeps before you even got here.
Have you seen anyone else down here who wasn't one of your kind? Besides ourselves?
The big minis would talk.
When were they last here?
Free sleeps.
How many of them?
Between 3 and many, says one of the other rats. They all talk a little bit. Yeah, many.
Okay, so like I take some pieces of stuff around here, and I'm like, was it more than this? And I like arrange them on the floor like the different like pieces of wood. I'll put down 5.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, no, yeah, yeah, no, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 3, many, many, many. Yes, they can't count, man.
Hey, I'm just trying.
Yeah, but you try, and you can just see they're giving you everything they got for a little bit above animal intelligence, right? They're smarter than your average rats, no doubt about it, but they're not as smart as Quickfoot was.
All right.
Quickfoot, do you know these guys?
So, yeah, total bottom feed is they weren't even allowed to swarm. And he does that with you via telepathy because he's still your familiar.
Okay.
All right. I asked the other mice, are there any
I is not a mouse.
oh sorry, you're a rat, right?
That's right. We
That's
eat
right, and
mice.
rats. That's right, and rats tell people things.
There's a term for it. It's called ratting somebody out.
That's right. I need to know. I need you to rat out if there's any secret passages or rooms where you guys stay or dwell.
No, we stays up here. There was pathways into all the place, but the place where all the metal things was, you got all plugged up, and it's not worth going through there. Because there's spiders still coming up here, and we've been hiding from the spiders. We see spiders every once in a while, sometimes itty-bitty ones, sometimes big ones, sometimes, big ones that, like, filled the hallway. And they come through every once in a while, and they's looking for us to eat, because that's what they do. And you got to be careful going near the webs. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Because
we've killed many of them.
And they all 3 of them go, all great ones who slay everything and feed us.
Do they come up from the stairs from below?
So, no. The stairs over here goes down to where the rest of the rat folks is.
Oh, and I walk over back to where we found them, and I point down the hallway where that's still, and I'm like, down there?
Yeah. Oh, they're following you. They're following. They're eating. So you're talking to them eating. Once they're done eating, they'll follow. Yeah, down there. There's stairs there, and then there's the stairs down by the big glowy scary rock.
Oh, and both go to the same place?
Oh, yeah. So rat folk down there, they got this big stone thingy that protects one stair. And if you go down there and they don't know you, it squishes you. And then they got this other place where you go down there. If you go down there, they got all this stuff that they shoot at you that sets you on fire and stuff. So they got this place, they got the down part out of here really, really hard to get through. The spiders won't go down there at all.
And from what we remember last time, the spider's on the other side, right?
Yeah. This is safer from spiders. Spiders now come over here, and they didn't before because there's nobody out here. Used to be that the rats went stabby stab on spiders, but there's no spiders here. There's no rat folk here now, and we've been making babies, but we have not made enough to get enough of us together to teach them a lesson yet.
I gotcha. I think that's all the questions I have for them.
So,
actually, no. I tell them, hang on a second. Let me look at your neck real quick.
So, okay, you rolled really well on your performance check. So you bend down and you look at their neck, right?
Yeah.
They actually, yeah, they do have a symbol.
All right. It's a laughing pirate skull. You're like, what?
They have a little symbol of
the wizard casting a shield.
Yes.
All right. Okay. And that's what we were seeing on most of the rats down here too? Jenna Bink?
I'm like all the way. I'm still all the way down the hallway because I'm guarding.
Yeah, she can't hear you.
Yep.
If you would like to make an intelligence check.
Oh yeah, I'd love to make it, but I probably won't. Intelligence check.
You
No.
can ask. You can ask. No.
Oh yeah, I got the sword, right?
Yeah, you actually that particular symbol. You have seen on the rats, on the spiders, on and so you've seen that on a lot of creatures actually.
How many symbols are there?
You've
6
said
was it?
Yeah, I think you've seen 5 or 6.
Oh, when we went to the door, I mean, there were.
The door had 8.
I wonder if each one of them is an alignment or something like that. But there's nothing in the neutral slot. Okay.
Do I play with alignments?
Huh?
Do any of you have an alignment?
Not mechanically.
Okay.
Story-wise, you could be.
True.
Story-wise, you could be.
All right. So for the stream, Ted doesn't use alignments. We role play. You make your character, and you have consequences for your character. So
Yeah. These
All
guys
right.
got turned into bitchin' tattoos as a consequence of touching that door.
That's right. But yeah, well, it was one of the symbols on the tower or on that doorway.
Okay.
Absolutely, it was one of the symbols on that doorway.
All right, yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's right. And we didn't see all of them. It was just how many of us were left at that point.
Right.
Went with the elves. Okay. All right. I don't have any more questions.
All right, Delbert, you've witnessed all of this. All right, Delbert, go ahead and give me an intelligence check based on what you're hearing, and also the last couple questions that Idris has asked.
Me roll for Delbert and not Quickfoot.
He can hang, but he can't keep up. All right. So the conclusions he's drawn make sense to you. Everything that he's following are things that, definitely work. And you can see that these rats were cooperating and they were providing what information they could. You have to question how they process things a little bit because they seems to be their individual intelligence and their collective intelligence. How they respond when there's many of them seems to be different than how they respond when they're individuals. So, all right, what would y'all like to do next? Now, I guess that Penny's where Penny is and Jennabink's where Jennabink is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
What would y'all like to do next?
I'm
There's-
waiting.
There's rooms we haven't explored down below. I would have told them before we went out.
All right. All
All
right,
right.
so everybody move where you want to move.
Which rooms did you want to go to?
I'll move my character there.
Quickfoot, can you go round up everybody and
Oh, that room. No, that room's bad.
Yeah, boss. All right, so you guys walk past him and head down there, right? So-
I don't know if you want to go in that room. That room's the one that makes you thirsty when you go near it, which I think is bad. Like, that's not supposed to happen normally.
Yeah, I want to see if we can.
That door also had an arcane lock.
Oh, we don't have to spell yet, do we? That's 4th.
I am far more advanced than I was. I could look at it again.
Yeah, I think we purposely tried not to open it, if I recall. Because
I didn't have catapult at the time. I could order catapult to go into the room.
it's
To
true. I
break
mean,
in.
catapult doesn't really get thirsty, so maybe that's good. Because I know when we went to try and go near it, we all started getting thirsty, and it was weird and stuff.
Speaking of which, give me a when you get down there, Idris, go ahead and give me a con save in the tower, please. Yeah, you get thirsty. Yep, you want a drink. You're not dehydrated, but definitely there's a taste in the back of your mouth of, man, I'm thirsty.
I got you.
What do y'all want to do? Is this where we all are?
Yeah,
Yeah.
looks good.
All right, very good. So,
Idris, if you move away from the door, I can have Catapult try to take care of it.
all right, we're going to assume Idris is doing it. Go ahead and have Catapult do what you want Catapult to do.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I'm
You were puppy wrangling, I bet.
going
Yep.
to have Catapult attack the door.
It's going to take. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check. Because you guys know there was an arcane lock on this door. All right, it's going to be pretty difficult to break down. So you're going to need at least a 20 strength check to batter through it. What's Catapult's overall strength? Or 25 strength check, excuse me.
25 strength. That would make a difference.
Because it's DC 15 to break through a door normally, and an arcane lock adds 10 to the pick locks or 10 to the burst roll.
No, he's only got a 12. I will try to have him breathe fire on it once, though.
All right, very good. Go ahead and do so, and that scorches it. You think you could burn or chop the door down based on what you see there?
We could just take it with a bunch of Eldritch Blasts.
So it is an option to use magical force to get through it, but Catapult, unless I expend his furnace of breathing, would not be able to get through the door. And even then, it is questionable whether he would get through the door after 1 day's worth of effort. So perhaps we go investigate other things, and we yet again come back to this store when we have discovered better means, unless Delbert has other options.
I don't. I have no options.
Now, none of you have come closer than where you are, right? Nobody else is in front of the door.
Correct.
Okay. So, very good.
Okay, so yeah, you guys are going to walk past the door. All right, then I'll just finish out the corridor then. And look down to see if it does the full connection. That was the last piece I wanted to check.
There is, you can see in front of you as you climb up on top of that and you look down there. There's just piles of rubble in there. You get to about that square and it's plugged. And the room over here that you just walked past, that was where the Rat Queen was, where the, Dame of the Hive was. You're muted.
Yeah, what about the one to the left, the doorway?
That is plugged. There's rocks on the other. Yeah, there's rocks on the other side of it. You can see that there's rubble all the way on the other side of it.
Is it rubble that, if we moved it, more stuff would come down?
Yeah, there's rubble. You could probably dig through there if you wanted to.
Okay, so then it's just easier to walk around then to the other room.
Okay.
All right, so I'll do my military roll past the door.
All right. When you get to here, where is everybody else, please?
We'll follow. I'll follow.
All right. So remember, these pillars had
The creatures coming out of them.
Yeah, they were like spirals of meat and sinew, right? And when you came up on them, creatures projected out of them, and as you come around the corner, you have a feeling of unease.
So I will definitely not be touching the pillars this time, Penny. I promise.
Yeah, that's probably a wonderful idea for you to not touch anything weird with creature thingies put inside them.
Yeah. That is, as we discussed before, that is a rather large set of things. So you will have to reduce the parameters at some point on that. But at least the pillars, I will not be touching.
And again, these pillars are stone, but they look like, almost extruded. It's almost like somebody stretched a long piece of sinew and muscle. You can see the tendon. They go from the floor to the ceiling. So, Go
I mean,
ahead.
I will point out that there is another route to get down to that room without having to go through the very tightly packed pillar room.
Or we could go like all the way downstairs and like go down one of the stairs and see what's actually on the level below us.
That is also true, and that would be very interesting research.
Yeah, I figured we'd do that after we check that last section. Go down. Well, we can go all the way around.
I'm just hypothesizing.
Do you guys care which entrance we go down? Does it matter? Is that like a thing?
Not the rat ones on the right, but maybe we figure out which one smells less worse on the other side.
Do we maybe want to go near one of the ones? Didn't that one at the top, or I guess middle, like the very middle, that's not a windy staircase? Dad, I'll put a circle around it. Didn't this one smell really terrible, right? And have like a thing about orcs?
Yeah. You guys made remember that takes you right down to level 5. That staircase is a curse, and you actually had done some research and read about it. So that's actually known as the Orcian Way, and there's something bizarre about it, and it smelled bad.
Okay. Do we maybe want to go down this one since it's closest to the workshop? We can get back up.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay. So you guys are crossing over and descending down to the second level?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah. Well, I want to examine this entryway before we do all that, but I'm moving myself over there. Because I know some of them smelled like not good things.
All right. Is everybody going with you? Show me where you guys are. All right. So you come through. You can still hear the bubbling of water from the fountain to your right, and you come up here, and Penny and Jenabink can smell the air, and it doesn't smell like the rats did. It does have a musty sort of smell. Go ahead and give me there's a faint smell of bad meat. Go ahead and give me a knowledge nature.
Okay. Nature.
Anyone or just Penny?
The two of you get it in your passive, so you can make the roll too. Two of you talk briefly about this, and it's old meat, something that has definitely passed its prime, I guess is the best way to describe it in terms of what the smell is. So, let's see. Jenabink, go ahead and give me a perception check in the tower. Jenabink, you hear a voice very faintly from the other side of the door to your left.
Do I hear what the voice is saying?
No. Well, let me say this. Would you like to spend a hero point?
Sure, I will spend a hero point.
Go right ahead. Let me look real quick at Jenabink.
Are we talking the fountain room door?
No, the door below you.
Okay. I mean the one we would have come through.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is Orcish. You don't know exactly what they're saying. You don't speak Orcish, but you speak Gnomish, you speak Dwarven. You know what Orcish sounds like. So you hear,
Penny, we have visitors. Penny.
Wait, where?
I point to the door, and I have Catapult stand at the door.
Okay. You guys are traveling without. You guys are traveling without light, correct?
Yep.
But
Yeah.
the only person who is really trying to be stealthy through all this has been Jenna, or has been Penny, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
All
fair.
right. All right. All right. So you hear sounds on the other side of that door. You hear one voice, real harsh, and then some subdued voices in the background, and a shifting clang of maybe somebody in heavy armor. All right. And you were just very, very, very attentive to sound in ways you weren't before. All right. What would y'all like to do?
Idris, can you go open that door real quick?
I go over to the door and open it.
And I'm ready to shoot anything that's there if it looks hostile.
All right. You can't be surprised.
Yeah.
All right. So the bow pulses in your hand. All right. And you feel the presence of something that bears you malign intent. You're absolutely certain of it now that it's been brought to your attention. And the door pops open.
I will say that Catapult can also not be surprised, just for reference.
The entire
Well,
party
within 30
can. 30
yeah, the
feet.
entire, yeah, within 30 feet.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's a great bow. It's
we
so
have-
nice that it's magic, too.
Uh-huh. I don't like what you're getting at there, Jen. I don't like it one bit.
The gnome giveth and she taketh
In Dwarven, surprise, mother.
away.
That's funny.
I'm getting the feeling that PJ's dog is so spoiled that if it's not held, it cries. Or even if it is held,
No,
Christ.
he's trying to get away to play with the other dog, and they just bark at each other. They don't like each other,
jeez.
but they can't leave each other alone. And so he's not allowed to go down right now.
He's in timeout, doggy timeout.
Calm down. Oh, see, now the other one's coming over here. Just to bark at him.
We established calm down doesn't work.
Serenity now.
Sorry, folks. I had to place these guys. So
Hoochie mama. Hoochie mama. I'm gonna play that. Mr. Costanza. Fred.
all right, given how this is playing out, this is going to be straight initiative roll for everybody, okay? And that's just how we're going to play it, all right? Let us go ahead and make our initiative rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Man, rolling the same number every time like a champ.
I'm just happy I didn't roll a flipping 3
Oh.
again, or whatever it was.
You know, it would help if Delbert made an initiative roll.
That would be very helpful.
I like how the game, when you roll initiative, if there's a tie, it breaks on your name. So Delbert, you need to add a Penny. You need to add like a AAA in front of your name.
It goes by your dexterity score.
No, because if that was the case, I would beat out Delbert.
It's alphabetized.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So you go and look in the control folder. So if you want to be first on a tie, AAA to your name.
All right, so there's a group of orcs moving up on the door. All right. Some of them are get shields and axes. Some with big axes. There's a couple archers in the back, and there's a group of orcs moving up on the door, one right after the other. Give me a brief second.
Think of the orc children, Delbert. The orc children.
That is hilarious.
All these orcs are like 11 years old, Delbert. Just remember that.
Yeah, they mature much faster.
AoE, baby.
They don't use Tasha's change stat stuff,
You know what Tad's gonna start doing? You know those little baby carriers that like
Baby on board, he's gonna put the little stamps on
he's
them.
gonna start having all the orcs with that on it,
Dude, if I ever ran into a war wizard, I'd get one of those little patches.
All right. The orc archer actually gets to go first. And I'm going to sync this for everybody out in the stream so everybody has a good view of the battle. There we go. So this orc archer, shoots. Arrow goes wide. He pulls back behind everybody else. Get them! And this guy does that aggressive orc double move. You guys have not moved yet, correct?
No, none of us have.
Correct.
And none of us have gone yet.
All right, so he moves through you. And he swings with this huge, ugly flail.
How does he move through them?
They haven't gone yet, right?
Yeah, you still can't move through.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
Yeah,
hang on a second.
He's going to use the GM's rules to use athletics to tumble. Come on, I want to know if those rules are in the game.
Oh, all right. That's,
It's a thing if you're a halfling, though.
No, that's not what these guys have. I'm sorry. He doesn't move through you because he can't. All right. But he comes running up to there. And I'm going to clear his targeting. He can only target... Sorry about that. He can only target the two people in the front. And he swings with his flail. Idris takes a hit. And he rings him like a bell. And that's all he can do this round, but he winds up and he's able to hit two of you, and he waves the rest of the orcs through. And the second orc archer fires.
He does that from 10 feet away, Ted?
Yeah, he's got reach. Huge fail.
Okay.
All right. The second orc archer shoots. And arrow bounces off of Idris's shield. Quickfoot, I'm going to take off the encounter because Quickfoot stays away from fights. So I'm just going to pull him off. If you want him on, let me know, Delbert. Next Orc Warrior, Orc 25, is aggressive like all orcs are, so he can move up. And he will attack Catapult. And he swings his axe at Catapult and hits Catapult. All right. So, Jenabink, you were up.
All right, Jenabink is going to get out the super glue gun of healing, cock it to turn it into the super gun of Acid Splash Super Soaker, and target some of those orcs.
Do it.
So I'm gonna see if it'll let me do things. I'll do this. Curses.
Yep.
They're
So
dexterous mofos. I'm then going to move over here, and I'm going to encourage Catapult to breathe fire
excellent. Do
in
so.
the cone, so he will get those 4 guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I get all of them? Where's Catapult? 1, 2, 3. Come on. 2, 3. There we go. All right. Got to make sure you target all your Bernie bits, right? There we do this. Let me do this.
So flame courses over them, and you hear them howl in frustration and rage.
I cheer. Look, it worked! It worked! That was the best! Arcade science! And I'm done.
That orc blitzes up into position, and he will swing his axe at Idris. And he hits Idris with an axe slash.
They're a bit nippy.
All right. Mr. Galen.
Okay, I'm going to cast Flaming Sphere instead of Fireball. A Flaming Sphere makes a 5-foot cube.
Yeah, I was like, it's not a 20-foot. So
Boom. So I'm going to pop it in place right here.
all right, so lands next to them, and they're coated in fire, and they've been burned. Anything else you'd like to do, sir?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
I think I'll move back a little bit, and that'll be it for me.
All right, very good. Penny, you are up. What would you like to do?
Penny is going to look for somebody who has not gone yet. And both the archers have. Penny's going to go down here, and I will bonus action put a hunter's mark on, I guess, Orog, because it looks like all these guys in front have gone. And I'll shoot. So I'm going to sharpshooter and shoot at that guy.
All right.
So let's go here. Miss. Second attack. We'll hit. Oh, actually, add 2 to that. That should be 21.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to add this onto myself now because that's what we're fighting this combat. And then my last attack, which is the Dread Ambusher. We'll hit. Put that on myself as well. Okay. And I'll give you some.
All right, the rock goes down.
And I will then move out of line of sight and go back over here.
All right. This orc soldier sees that Arag go down, sees that the hallway is plugged, sees all the fire going down, and he heads this way. All right. That orc sees the guy go, and he heads towards the stairs too. Idris, you're up.
All right, I'm going to cast Hex on myself. I'm going to throw a what is my thing? And I'm going to attack the Orc Warrior 25.
Okay.
And I'm just going to try and cut across in front of Catapult here. Swing on him. Got him. So trying to get that weapon out of his hand. And there we go.
Orc 25 goes down.
Right. Cool. That is it for me.
All right. Orc Warrior 16 sees that ball of flame there, and he retreats. Arc Soldier 6, let's see. All right. This guy. Who speaks Orc?
If you could write it out, that would be helpful.
Okay. That works. Good point.
I speak Afridi, which is like Orc.
Orc-alike.
All right. Who's actually... It's probably Orcish maybe on your character sheet.
Nope, just got Dwarven.
All right. So nobody speaks Orcish? Awesome.
Who wants to speak that filthy language?
All right, Catapult actually goes with Penny. I will move that initiative up to Penny. I'm just going to leave her at the bottom because we know that. All right. Top of the order, Orc Archer. He is going to snipe once and fall back. Miss. Orc Bruiser falls back. Now running for the stairs. That Orc Archer will shoot once and miss. And both the archers drop down the stairs with everybody else. All right. Jettabink, we have one orc standing there. Literally holding the bag.
That is literally one orc too many. I will step in to smack him.
Excellent.
Because this is the thing that must be done. So we will get one. And we will do that again. And then I will have Catapult join me to
Just so you're aware, you're both standing in a flaming sphere right now.
Oh, there is that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I would go. I would
If you
stay.
end your turn in it, that's when it hurts you.
Okay.
Okay. I will then just play trading places with Catapult essentially. So I will end up hitting and moving back, and then Catapult will end up hitting. So there will just be a lot of trading spaces. And
So,
stuff.
because this is the first time you've cast it,
Yeah, I was gonna say we're getting burned.
it's because it's the first time you've cast it, Delbert. I will say you can place it on the intersection, but because we're using a grid, it's got to be placed in a square, not on an
I
intersection.
did it again.
Yeah.
I did the thing again.
Were you
where
healed
I
him?
healed the orc.
All right. How much damage
So
did you
take
actually?
I should do a whopping 5 damage, so it should be he should take off 7 healing. So
Okay. I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it. I took it back off and added it to him, so he's good.
I'm getting rid of that. That's going away because I keep doing that. Okay.
Anything else you'd like to
Moving
do?
on. I'd like to put a fist through Fantasy Grounds. I'm done.
Okay.
Do you have any more healing for the enemies, Jen?
No, I just, I think I have to transfer my infusion back to my armor and get it off of your bow, Penny.
Oh, that would be unfortunate.
Downgrade.
Okay. is a bonus action. He seems to get really, really, really mad. And he seems to be ignoring some of the damage that he took. He swings once at Idris and misses, and then provokes as he retreats.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna.
And he cannot get around the corner with everybody else. So I think there's a penny in his future.
All right, I'm gonna hit him.
Assuming he survives running away.
That's
With the rush
true.
from both Idris and Kettle.
What was he? Orc 11. He ain't getting away.
Whack. All right, do your damage, folks.
I just decapitate him.
Yeah, he falls forward into the fire and dies. All right. I'm going to take us out of combat right now. Everybody give me an active perception check.
Woo! Oh, it's actually a good thing. And it's not a disadvantage because we have a big ass flaming ball out there.
Right? Yes, the area is illuminated. All right. You can hear them banging down the stairs. All right, and you can hear them yelling at each other. And go ahead and make insight checks. Penny, you get a bonus for humanoids on insight checks, don't you?
Let me see if my favorite enemy applies to that. Let me just double check.
They're gonna totally come up the other stairs. We should just move into the hallway and fireball when they come out. And be like, oh.
Survival checks and intelligence checks, but no insight.
All right, go ahead and make an insight check then. All right, so this is unusual for orcs. You fought orcs before, right? And what's distinctly unusual here is how they responded. It was organized, and instead of just pushing the attack, they chose to withdraw. You saw a procedure go, because the orc that you targeted with Norag, who is a half-ogre, he's interbred with ogres, and that's the top of their gene pool. He should have been leading this group. You hit him and he went down, and the rest of them held morale, held focus. They retreated in a very effective way. And you saw when the fire hit and the magic hit, their response was to disengage from it as rapidly as they possibly could. You are used to dealing with orcs that are very, very, very hyper-aggressive and not conscious of tactics in the same way. I have to step away for a second. Go ahead and discuss amongst yourselves.
Okay.
So it's clear we gotta stop.
I would like to point out that my flaming sphere is actually in the grid, and you fellows are not.
No, we would like to point out to you, Tad doesn't know how to set a grid appropriately on his own battle maps, and that's why it's jacked up. But the thing we need to remember with that flaming sphere is all of us standing in the doorway would have been getting burned because we're within 5 feet of it.
Yeah.
When you placed it. Because it's the square, and then everywhere around it gets jacked.
Within 5 feet, yeah.
Yeah.
But
you would hope you wouldn't have put it there then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have put it back about 5 more feet.
Unless we look like children to Dilbert.
Well, I mean, you two.
So it's basically a 15-foot radius.
Diameter.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So if you made it a 15-foot box, that would be the whole encompassing of it. When he comes back and he finds out we haven't been talking about orcs, or how pissed he's going to be. It was a test. We failed. Yeah.
I'm recording this whole thing.
So the orcs, I find it very interesting that they ran away. Do they normally do that? And we should search the orc Delbert, can you move that really hot sphere so we can look at the bodies and before they char the symbols off?
Yeah, working on that. I'm pushing it down the hallway, but right now I'm just trying to find a place to.
Would it be a history roll to recall if any of the orcs that the dwarves have fought did this kind of stuff? Because there's different orc tribes and stuff, and they fight differently.
Go ahead and make a history check. That's absolutely fair.
Awesome. I'll use my non-bardic powers to do that.
Tad, just to point out, my flaming spear is on the grid, and your map is not.
Oh,
For the
yeah.
full commentary, you can rewatch the stream, Dad.
No, I trust you.
That was your first mistake.
Very funny.
Once the flaming sphere is no longer on top of the bodies, Genabink wants to search the bodies for symbols and anything else interesting.
Yeah. All right. I'll fix the map later.
Yeah, it's no problem. We noticed that, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the stairs, the other stairs, just in case they decide to come up the other side.
All right, good enough. Close as I can get it right now. All right, so you guys are moving forward to where the staying spheres is. Which stairs are you talking about? Let me do this one at a time so I can track it, okay? So, Idris, Delbert, you move the flaming sphere down the hallway, all right? And you have bright illumination about to the edge of the door, and it gets dim inside of the room when you move it that far away. So you roll the flaming sphere forward. Idris, what are you doing?
I'm going to the stairs to the left of us, just in case that's where they're going down and popping up.
All right, so
Because we don't know what connects and what doesn't.
All right, very good. Make a perception check.
Oh, yeah. On that.
You're not hearing anybody right now. All right, so you go there and you're listening and you're not hearing anybody coming forward. So, Genabink, what are you doing?
I am going to the orc bodies that are in front of us, and I am investigating them for both symbols on their necks and any gear they might have.
You see that orc with that magic user casting a shield spell. That's what you guys call it, right? You see that on both their necks. Okay. And the Arag was wearing piecemeal plate mail. I mean, it's not going to sell at plate mail in the market value, but it's most certainly going to offer that sort of coverage, all right? So he was very, very heavy armored for an orc. The other one was wearing relatively, so orc armor is normally not made well. In both these instances, this is well-constructed, disciplined armor. And one thing you also know is they're both wearing surcoats underneath their armor that are stitched, not just with raw hide, that are stitched like by someone who knows what they're doing. So, interesting. Also, these aren't pig iron weapons, all right? These are forged steel weapons. Now, are they on par with what dwarves would make? No. Are they on par with what an elven smith would make? No. They're heavy and thick and orcish, but they are made out of a real craftsman. A weaponsmith made these. It just wasn't pig iron beaten on an anvil after it had been heated up by a hammer. All right?
What Idris heard was an antiquities collector would be interested in these items.
See what you did there.
I did.
Pig iron for orcs.
Sorry.
Calm down there, pigskins.
They also, what's odd is normally orcs are always carrying at least some coin, right? But their pouches carry some dried meat. That's it. All right.
Do those count as like rations?
You can eat whatever dried meats are in the orc's pockets if you want.
I mean, I'll take it. I got purified food and drink, but I'm going to take that.
So that would be actually, there's probably 2 days rations there, seriously. They're each carrying field kit. All had a little wineskin that's actually filled with water, and the water smells okay. And also, they're carrying about a day's worth of dried meat as a day's rations.
I don't know what you're talking about, Ted. We downed, 3 orcs?
2. Oh, 3?
Two?
3. So it's 3 days, yeah. You killed two You killed 2 of the orc warriors in front, and you took out the Arag with your bow, right?
Yeah.
All right.
That's way more than 3 days ration right there.
Purified food and drink. Sanction me with your alignment that doesn't exist. Sanction me.
Well, no, but you can definitely feel that Shia is uncomfortable with eating orc meat.
That sword. Always ruining a new experience.
So,
Or
are you guys
white meat?
So, is this an in-character discussion about cannibalism? Just wondering.
Well, I mean, Penny's probably done this, Idris says.
In order for it to be cannibalism, it would have to be the same.
Yeah, I'm not eating Dokreis.
Oh, it's just sentient, folks. If something talks, eating. It's the same sort of social prohibition in general.
But do they really talk? We don't understand them. They just make noises. And so
Yeah, these rats down here talk. I mean,
all right. I'm going to appeal to the stream. Would you all vote? How many D6 do I inflict on the male members of our party because Jen kept her mouth shut? D6?
Hey, wait. I want to spend my channel points to negate this. And I'm going to quick guide the raid right now.
All right. What comments aside, because it wasn't in a character conversation, you specifically said Tad. There's 3 days worth of rations on them and their gear. Every D6 we own from Kithrain. So,
well, I think the main thing we should figure out is: are they coming up? Are they going down and coming back up, or are they coming back up? Someone with better ears might need to listen. Who's more invisible?
Well, we still don't know for a fact that the stairs interconnect or what the distance is as far as one set of stairs to another, because this being a planar shifting kind of situation, while these stairs are only approximately 60 feet from those stairs, they may not be that close on the second level.
Idris looks her dead in the eye and does this. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, level 7, level
and that's
8.
as high as you. I'm glad that you can count up to 8. That's very good, Idris. That's an improvement over last week.
Level 9, level 10.
Okay, you both get inspiration for that shit. So, all right. Delbert, go ahead, based on what Jedabink said, and go ahead and make an Arcana check. Okay, I should probably note to everybody that, and you should make that in the pool, but I'll give it to you. All right, you should always make your skill checks in the tower, but I'll give it to you. You guys will note that I differentiate, and this is for the stream. I differentiate between something that you have your proficiency bonus in and things you don't. So I call those trained. So I will let trained characters make rolls that I don't let other people make. That being said, what she's saying makes sense. You haven't seen any evidence of it, but there is absolutely no reason to assume that the normal laws of physics apply. No reason to assume that at all. You haven't seen a material demonstration of it, but it's a reasonable supposition from your perspective.
Okay.
So.
While I am hypothesizing things about the dungeon, I will also mention that I am very sad that apparently the dungeon latched on to the fact that I have upgraded catapult to throw fire, and those clockwork beings also had fire. So I am wondering why there are orcs. Were any of you thinking about orcs? Idris, do you have some kind of orc fetish that we don't know about?
No, but if you would pay attention like you claim to in class, you would know the orcs have been here in the dungeon for thousands of years, according to the blood-induced vision we had a few days ago.
That's true.
weeks.
But, this one was an ogre orc, as you can tell by the size of the canines. That said, I don't know that kind of inbreeding and the technical maneuvers they were using are common based on that historical knowledge. But that said, that is not arcane science and not my specialty.
Everybody, please take a moment. You heard her admit academic defeat.
That was not academic defeat. I am a specialist.
Noted.
I am not a generalist.
Quickfoot says noted. Noted.
Thank you. There was a second. All those in favor say aye.
I have Catapult go over to Quickfoot and stare down at the much smaller cat.
Quickfoot is now on Delbert's shoulder.
He has the high ground.
So
it's over, Anakin.
These are spiral stairs. While we're talking, these are spiral stairs.
Yes, these are spiral stairs, both sets.
I'm just gonna go look down the edge and see what I can see down them. And she was talking about how deep it goes.
Looks kind of like that. And it goes down. Out of line of sight.
Let's go down, guys, even further downward.
Still. Rock bottom time.
We got
Geronimo. Let's go down the one that's right here then. Bring that ball of fire. Oh, you can't because you'll set all the planks on fire.
So I'm guessing here, but Idris, did you tell us, like all of us, about all the things that the rats told you? Because I wasn't in the room.
Yes, we spoke it out loud.
Okay.
Yeah, they weren't physically present. I'll let you guys have had that shared that. That's
oh yeah, you're in the hallway. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you would see we were walking around as we were talking, so you would hear us what we're doing.
Okay. Given that the other stairs are most definitely trapped, is this one of those situations where I should be investigating the stairs for newfound arcane science that's trying to kill us?
If by newfound arcane science you mean traps as a rogue, yes, I would step forward and let you do your work.
Penny, are you going to assist me with this?
Yeah, I can help you look for stuff. Point out all the points where somebody would try and.
Penny's on point. Or no, Jenna Bink's on point. Penny is with her. All right, are we attempting to move quietly, or are we just checking for traps on the stairs going down?
I am trying to quietly check for traps. Both?
Can
I do both?
You can make your stealth check with disadvantage.
That's fine.
All right.
If I'm going to make anything a disadvantage, stealth is fine.
Yeah.
We might as well try to be quiet. I mean, shoot.
I'm going to try.
You guys can all try.
And then I will make my investigation at advantage with Penny's help.
Okay. Penny,
Voila.
It's painful to watch these folks try and be quiet. Just saying. All right. Now, if you took a bag full of silverware and quarters and whipped it down the stairs, it would be louder a little bit.
Yeah, I actually don't think they're trying to be quiet.
Actually, yes. But Jenna Bink goes down the stairs, and all right, Jenna Bink, first of all, this is linear, okay? As you're going down it, you can tell. So I see when you do stuff like this, it involves a level. It involves a little billows, checking for dust. I mean, I see this as like, forensics field science. Is that a fair estimate of how you're doing it?
Yeah, I mean, in a manner of time that would take about as much time as a rogue, but there's certainly more math involved.
Yeah, it's not going to take more time for you than normal, but it's a different process than like when Penny does it, right?
Absolutely.
So you get the grade. This seems to be in a straight line. So you take out, a plumb line and you look, and it doesn't seem to be that it's any variation. So it looks like it is actually. Idris might have been right.
I'm not going to admit that out loud.
I know it. But you go down one level, and you can see this is probably, you guys go down about 120 feet. All right? When you go down about 120 feet, you can start to see down at the bottom, you can see a doorway. All right, about another 10 feet down. You're like 110, and you can see a doorway about 10 feet down that is closed. Does have a door.
I will continue investigating until I hit the doorway. Also trying to keep an ear out for things.
Very good.
Oh my God, folks, we hit the second level.
That's right.
Now we just got to wait for it to load. It's a race. Oh man, there's already marks on it.
Yeah,
I'm going to lose that race. Out of all y'all, I'm pretty sure I've got the weakest computer set up.
Mine's 8 years old, so you might be winning.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Mine's almost 4 weeks old, so you might be winning.
Okay. We had a little bit of a moving error on the DM's part when I went to show you the map.
Oh, man, Snap, look at the grid.
Yeah, that's right.
I was going to say, just let the knowledge that Idris was right eat away at your soul. You can be silent. It's like an Edgar Allan Poe poem. It's just the tapping of Idris's one right answer.
It's loaded, but it's all weird.
Yeah, it is. All right, so I'm going to hop over and work on the player view, close some stuff down for everybody.
I see webs.
All right, yeah. That slash on the bottom was me trying to move the map and giving us a misfire. All right, so let me get this lined up for you.
It's all an attempt to stop your grid-based attacks, Delbert. The dungeon is messing with you.
That's true.
The grid's just a construct, Delbert.
The grid is a lie.
All right, I'm going to pop open most of the room for you. We're just going to go and do that at this point because of the issue I had when I tried to move the map. You guys come downstairs. And there are webs all over the floor to your south. You can hear, as you're coming down, there is some chittering here. Definitely some chittering here. Definitely a interesting and different sort of sound. You've heard it before. There might
Is it
be
the
some...
ettercaps or spiders?
Go ahead and give me a knowledge nature. Okay. You don't know. You've heard this before, but you can't really source it. Both of you. All right. So I've shown you the whole room. The exit point out is this square right here. All right. So entering this room comes from that square there. Okay. What would you like to do?
So Penny, did you hear that? I heard definite things that probably want to kill us.
Yeah. It sounded like skittering or something. Maybe you should try this door not surrounded by the webs over here to our left, which I'm assuming is where we are, since I have no idea to actually know where I am right now, since I have no visual perspective of my being on this map.
You guys are on this. You guys are on the stairs and column above it. All right, I can move you over if you'd like. Give me a second.
Yeah, I'm going to continue down the stairs until I'm on ground level. Still investigating, looking for traps.
I'll still be assisting the investigation.
All right, Penny is right here. Where is Catapult next to you or behind Penny?
Behind Penny.
All
I was
right.
gonna say it's probably them, and then Delbert, and then I'll be at the back.
Delbert and Idris are farther up the stairs off map in the spiral. All right. So Jenna Bink, I'm going to look. So when you look this way, you can see clearly what looks to be the rest of the room. And you can see that there's a door here and there's a door on the other side of this. There's a sheet of webs across the floor. And there's a sheet of webs over there. And you can see to your left a bunch of interesting things. All right, so
A bunch of skittering things that are going to make us hit combat and end for the evening.
how'd you guess?
I'm psychic.
It's Tad. We
Or
know.
All right.
psycho?
Okay.
Oh,
So you look up here and you can see up in the corner a massive writhing group of spiders. It's about 15 foot tall. These are tall rooms. And you can see up in the corner a glob of spiders, hundreds, thousands of them. You look to your left, there's a huge spider with a bunch of babies starting to come out of the web. Behind that, farther back, there's a smaller one. To your right, as you stick your head around the corner, there's another huge, large spider. And you hear...
barking?
Yes.
someone screams something in a
Gotta
language.
watch out for those barking spiders.
All right.
There's dog
And-
spiders.
I believe...
Wolf spiders.
Wolf spiders.
I think I'm drawing the dog to scale. All right. So, and you hear someone yell something in this deep, guttural, chittering language. All right. So that's where we're going to stop for this session. And we will go from here. All right. So we'll stop and let's talk through some things really briefly here. We will start with Penny because Penny's at the top of the order right now. Matt, where is Penny? What worked well for you in this session? What didn't? Where do you feel your characters moved forward? Where not? Let's talk through things briefly.
I definitely feel like Penny feels like we as a group have gotten the idea of how to move through areas pretty efficiently now and secure it for one another. So Penny's good with that.
Did you feel like were those some hard lessons for Penny?
They were very hard in the beginning, yeah. Where I feel like now we're more cohesive as a group. And I think Penny is appreciating that more and like able to rely on people to do what they need to do in certain situations. And also I think we handled everything so far, at least in this first section, relatively well today. So Penny's happy with that and how we're progressing forward.
So Penny very much feels that everybody's sort of working more cohesively as a unit then, right?
Yeah.
All right, very good. Jenabink, where are you at? Anything else you'd like to add, Penny?
No, that's good.
Jenabink, where are you at?
I'm very happy that Catapult got to flame a whole bunch of orcs and make them run away. That was single-handedly a Catapult thing, had nothing to do with anyone else, I'm sure. Definitely not Penny's arrows sticking in their neck or anything. And I am unhappy about having to fight spiders again, because as I recall last time, I ended up running away from them like a little girl. I believe it was either Penny or Idris that followed me in that pursuit. So I think there's a mild phobia that's going to come into play here, but I have fire this time. So yeah, there's going to be flames and spiders, and it's going to be arachnophobia, bitches.
Excellent. Idris.
Delbert, you better kill that shit with some fire, yo. I don't need no spiders getting up in here. You know how hard it is to get scale mail off quickly? Yeah, that kind of sucks being down there. But Idris is just glad he didn't have to go down there this time. And he offered like a gentleman, and the more sneaky people went down there, the more trap findery people. But just like Penny was saying, it's kind of the same thing with Idris. It's, oh man, I just keep looking at that setup. It's terrible. It's going to be an interesting fight. I mean, we've got the team is definitely working out better. It seems after all of our stumbles and bumbles, we kind of got the cohesiveness down a little better. So, I mean, going 5 levels of dungeon sounds like a great plan. I mean, I can't wait to get to level 70 on this guy. Yeah, and figuring out what to do as we get closer to the bottom, because he assumes somewhere in here is where all those elves touch that doorway. And it's kind of like, hey, you guys got the wrong answer. And at some point, you're going to run into that same wrong answer. So he's kind of wondering, like, how far is it to that point, you know?
So at this point for you, this is a journey to figure out exactly what happened with the blade, right?
Yeah, because in his mind, even though the egg is down here somewhere, his agents are somewhere, it's kind of like in his mind it's split. They seem to be more surface, while the sword is more down here in the dungeons for some reason.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's interesting. So, Delbert, let's talk about where Delbert is today.
Delbert is also feeling that the group is more cohesive, and I'm ready to set fire to some spiders, because that should happen every time you see spiders.
But what about the baby spiders?
Those two.
Outstanding. Everybody, thank you so much for watching us today. I really appreciate your support of the stream and your support of Blackmoor. And I hope you're enjoying what we're doing here. You'll note, of course, if you haven't liked us, please do. We are partner affiliates now, so that's an awesome thing for us. And we are having a very, very good time. We think, Matt, did you confirm if you have to work next weekend, or are we good?
I do.
You do? Okay. So we're going to take the day after Christmas off this time, just because we haven't done that in a while, and it is Christmas, day after Christmas for everybody. So we're going to take some family time. We might get together and play a board game. I will announce that over at Kilgore's Lair on Facebook and over at tadkill@yahoo.com for folks. So you guys have that if you need it. I'll just let you know what's going on. Very much enjoy and appreciate the support you've given this stream. And with that, do we have anybody we want to raid today, or are we going to head off?
I think we should raid Classic 80. She's on.
Okay.
She's playing Big Rock Galactic. We will be playing Star Wars tomorrow on my stream.
Excellent.
At the same time as this same time frame, different day.
I'm a Jawa on that stream. All right, folks. Let's go see how Katie's doing. I love her. She is awesome. She's one of my favorite streamers.
Queuing up the raid now, and thanks for showing up. And I guess the thing to say is Uther once and always.
Thank you so much. Uther once and always. Let's go, folks.
Right on.
Yeah, so I can't wait to see what the Ettercap is going to do.
Well, if we're really lucky, Penny will kill it before anything else happens.
Which, the Ettercap?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, see, Penny's got to find a place where she's not going to get absolutely annihilated by things.
Not on the stairs, probably.
Yeah.
Dad's like, you thought rat swarms were bad. Spider swarms.
Much
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah.
Poison what?
This seems a lot more like a Tad combat, getting swarmed with things as soon as you walk down immediately. Yeah.
As soon as I saw
I
those.
was waiting for it.
Yeah.
Well, I saw the spider webs, and I was wondering if he was going to
He's
let us
right.
walk in the
He's
spider webs and then
government
do
is
the
afraid to
whole.
enforce
You've
things.
notified
Yes,
them
they
to your
are,
presence.
when they're
Shit.
fucking dumb.
I mean, our government's afraid.
There was
Because it's
one
the
little
whole thing
thread that I
where
missed. I needed a DC 35, and I missed it by one.
I'm really going to be.
How are you?
interested
We almost
in
got
what
the,
Biden does with COVID stuff.
the,
and forces
Red Dragon
that
achievement.
Trump hasn't been.
The other Red Dragon achievement.
Anyone
What?
that wants to follow
Practice cannibalism.
Oh, man. It's not that.
Oh
It's not that hard.
Hey, Katie gave us a shout out.
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh man, she's got that
Oh my
3D
God, I hit the
logo.
wrong scene. Sorry. Thank you, Viz.
Oh, she's hardcore, man. Hardcore.
Yeah. She's a pretty big streamer. She's been doing it a while.
Dude,
What is she playing?
Big Rock Galactic.
firmly
Your
laid
dwarves,
down,
space dwarves,
Uh-oh, what's that?
I think. Anyway,
Daddy.
All right, cool.
It was.
I'm gonna mute her again. Good session, folks. Good session. Yes, I think that the combats. I've upped my game, and you guys can handle it, and that feels great. You know what I mean? That just feels awesome to me.
I was trying to do that.
Handled that.
Yeah. It was awesome seeing Idris simulate tank well with his shield spell. So, and there was one random attack. There was a choice between Jenabink and Idris, and I think if I hadn't rolled on that, I would have dropped Jenabink faster. But because I randomized into attacking Idris, that put your AC at around 23, and they're only going to hit 1 in 10, 1 in 20, somewhere in there. Oh yeah, they're +3s. They were not hardcore. What made them hardcore is how tough they were to take down. But their job was not to take shit down. Their job was to set up the big bad. Which they did. They formed a line.
I knew we were in a bad formation, but I rolled such crap that I couldn't.
Well, here's the thing to think about moving forward, right? These things are in a constant state of perpetual warfare with each other, right? So breaking into their territory from above or below is an assault on a fucking pillbox, right? That's just the way it is. And you guys will figure more stuff out as you roll through it. But we'll just... So... Yeah, that'll be fine. There's no risk for you at all.
I'm gonna work our way up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the inside.
So, what'd you think of those orcs, by the way? Was that funky how they responded, or?
No, that was the way they should respond when somebody throws a big ball of fire in your face and it is burning your comrade and you're not going to be able to push through.
Right.
Storm Mountain, they just keep throwing up.
Yeah.
Do they have long legs? They ask you, like, are there any of the portions that we're used to associating with?
Oh, I should have given you more information. I'm sorry, I got distracted. So you guys know, these are funk orcs, no doubt about it.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured. They're the ones that keep coming in and out.
Yeah. These are
Why they're not like the other ones.
right. They operated like a unit, and that's unusual. So
They're the precursors to Warhammer 40k orcs.
that's right. And you saw them do something you hadn't seen somebody else do. We'll talk about it next week. But that one that got mad, he actually healed, got mad, and kept fighting.
Yeah, he looked like a
Yeah.
type dude.
Yeah. What I'm going to do for the orcs moving forward, though, is I got a fuck ton of orc counters to make over on Hero Forge. But that's going to be awesome. Next time we get together, you'll see that. So, all right.
If you do them without the base. Like, so if you have to hack off the color, you know how you get the blue underneath them?
Yeah, I could do that. I mean, I don't mind the base, but okay.
Because the thing I'm going to tell you is you can go to, what's it called? Hey, babe, what's the website I turned you on that your IT people don't like you using for photos? Pixlr. It's one of the online Photoshops.
Uh-huh.
You could just drop in there, pick the color, and just delete it like I did on Penny.
What's that? Pitchfork?
Pixlr. Here, I'll put it in the...
Wow. That's hearing loss. Pixel something. All right. Pixeler. Okay. I'll check that out, definitely.
It's like an online version of Photoshop.
Cool.
It's an online version of GIMP.
Okay.
Same kind of thing. So
Okay.
whether you want to do it in your browser or whether you want to do it in GIMP, it's all the same. You just have to learn how to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's very easy. So like if you follow like the Photoshop tutorial to like do it, just erase the color, save it as a PNG, and it'll do like the one I did for Idris and for Penny.
So every one of you who's casting spells, I want you to think about what it's like when you cast a spell, and I want you to describe casting a spell more. I pushed you a little bit on that today, but I just want you guys ready for that. I think it makes for better narration, and it also lets you theme pretty effectively too. So
I haven't been giving you that with, silly string and glue guns and shit.
y'all got to be more like Jen.
What? That's what I want to hear. Dungeons are linear and not portals to other planes between levels.
I was hypothesizing. We are now testing my hypotheses. We still don't know one way or the other.
Yeah, we do. Go ahead. Boom. Distracted. Walk down. And nothing happens.
Great fucking role playing today. I think one of my favorite. You guys had great moments. I loved Penny going, "Can we stop singing in the fucking dungeon? Can we stop?" I thought that was fucking great. The back and forth argument about between Genebink and Idris was awesome, and Delbert basically going, "People," was fucking great too. It was like, "People." Task, you guys are just really, really doing a good job building your characters now. It's been awesome watching that. So, all right, I'm gonna go make dinner. So bye. Talk to y'all later. And we're playing tomorrow then, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. I will catch y'all on the bounce. Be good.